It's our Scion Second Edition Chronicle here on Dire Bear. And I
Did
believe.
sneeze. I didn't sneeze.
There you go.
Bravo?
See the trick, because I was holding it in because I was like, I'm gonna sneeze and he's gonna like start the game with that. So I held it in, but my friend taught me a trick where you put your knuckle here and it'll hold it off.
Anyway, last week I believe we left our heroes in Egypt. Outside of Cairo.
Yes.
They had traveled there using the House of Doors they found in London. Once there, they found themselves in a archaeological site. They borrowed a vehicle, made their way into Cairo to meet one of Sasha's old friends,
Saba.
Safa.
Or Safa. Yeah.
Who runs a local clinic and is also a sort of priestess of Isis. They camped out there for the night. And then, like good law-abiding people, they returned the vehicle they had borrowed. And, did a little investigation, got some info. I believe we left with y'all having just reparked the vehicle in the motor pool, which is just a parking lot. Though Connor had scouted ahead, I believe.
Yeah.
Remind me exactly where Connor was.
He's kind of hanging around the new dig, quote unquote, surveying it.
Okay. What he found there's several pits. Let's see, what kind of archaeological knowledge does Connor have?
None. Not really. He has some academics, but...
Well, academics is what this would fall under. So.
Well, so he has some academics, some occult. So he's not like Sasha levels of, like, I could pick out the tiniest, like, iteration of fossil, but... he knows a little bit.
Yeah. It looks like a good general knowledge, at least. Probably a little bit more, on things kind of related to his interests or his culture.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Excuse me, I'm getting choked up for no reason.
I'll say he has some... it's mostly like Shin, but he's getting some of the Netgear as well because Sasha, she's teaching him. So that kind of
occult hours with Sasha.
So that
Greek,
kind of like
you Greek and Norse guys, you don't care nothing about
that. I'll learn where it comes.
He knows like the common basic, like general knowledge stuff, like that you learn in school. But
we'll go ahead and give me an academics intelligence then.
Okie dokie. Next. 1 success out of 4 dice.
So, like I said, there's numerous pits.
Mm-hmm.
Well, 4 or 5, which for a new dig site,
yeah.
But most of them that you pass or that you glance at, nobody's working at them. It's like they dug down and uncovered, like an entryway to a building or something.
Yeah.
And then just stopped. And now the pits aren't left cluttered. Equipment hasn't been left down there or nothing. I mean, it's like they just dug down there and then they moved on somewhere else.
Okay.
And there's some hieroglyphs on carved on some of the buildings, but you can't make heads or tails out of that.
Mm-hmm. He did nothing but hieroglyphs at all.
Now there is a bigger pit that does have a bunch of activity going on around it.
Ew, what's going on there?
You just gonna walk up, or are you gonna kind of?
He's gonna stealth.
All right, give me a stealth.
Giving you a stealth.
Because there are more
Uh,
security guys wandering around than there were the last time y'all were here.
Yeah.
I mean, probably because
Good.
somebody stole a car yesterday.
Right.
Unrelated to y'all, though.
Those
Completely
rapscallions.
unrelated.
Oh, geez, my dice. Alrighty. So 2 successes.
Silly me. I was about to roll this guy's secondary pool, but he's security. This would be his primary pool. All right, he rolled a 10, so that's 1 success. Reroll it. That's an 8, so that's 2 successes.
We're tied.
That's right. 'Cause you have the stealth.
Yeah. I have stealth specialization.
You don't hear anybody calling an alarm.
Mm-hmm.
You think you see one guy kind of jerk his head towards you, but you're pretty sure you ducked out of sight before he actually got a good look at you. You know, that he saw some motion out of the corner of his eye, maybe.
Okay.
But no alarm goes up, so.
Alrighty.
Glance down into that pit. They have dug down and found a. It's almost like a storm cellar. It's like, laid stone with steps going down. It's not a building that was built on the surface, clearly. But it's a wide staircase leading down into the ground.
Does he have a clear view of it where he is right now?
Like where you could look straight down it? No, you're over to the one side.
Okay. But does he kind of see like what it is?
He can tell that it's steps going down and, kind of paved stone around it.
Okay, he's gonna like make sure that phone's silent. And then he will just take a quick like picture of just that
Okay.
from where he can see right now. Then he'll send it to Sasha.
So it's like old stone staircases leading down into the ground.
Yeah, she's like, this could be anywhere.
Do you have any idea how little this narrows it down?
He'll follow that up with a lot of security crowding around this place at the in quotes new dig site.
Now, cutting back to the carpool. First off, what have y'all done with the animals?
What have we done with the animals? Let's see.
I actually don't remember you saying you took them.
Yeah.
But I don't remember anybody saying they left them with Well, no, they definitely did not leave them with Safa. Because Sasha was telling her, if we get a chance, we may come back if we're still in the country by the end of the day.
Yeah, because she didn't know if they were gonna have to boogie. She didn't know if they were gonna have to boogie back through the door or not.
Yeah, so they took them.
I'm gonna say probably the same way they were last time, just underneath the tarp in the back. Not thrilled about it at all.
All right, so they are remaining in the vehicle at the moment. Because we ended last time, y'all had parked, and I think y'all had managed to get out of the vehicle without triggering anybody.
Oh, I thought we were still carpooling there.
I was thinking y'all had pulled in and parked.
You
Okay.
parked already.
So then, if they are, if they are parked, then she wouldn't just leave them there. Fudge. Guess they're traipsing along with us. Unless, Rappy, do you have an idea for him?
Not at all.
Fantastic.
I could try putting makeup on them.
I think makeup would just really look great on Smoochums, but I don't know if it would hide his glamorous self anymore.
Be like putting lipstick on a pig.
Or on a crocodile.
Gotta have lips for lipstick. Crocodiles don't have lips.
Just put it like on the jawline. Just contour his face.
That'd be like you drawing your lipstick across your chin.
I never said I was good at makeup. That's
Your
how it
character
works,
should be,
right?
though, make it was a big thing in Egypt. Oh wait, but it was a big thing for the guys in Egypt. Never mind.
Okay, so I guess they're traipsing along with us.
Well, that gets
Should-
attention right away.
Well, she would be making sure they kind of stick to the outskirts, like. And when they park the car, they park it towards the edge. Because she would know she would have the animals to get out.
I have a feeling rolls are about to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me a stealth roll
Yeah.
for the animals.
Both of us?
Yes, for each of your animals.
Okay.
Because I did mention there was a security guy watching the car pool. You know, y'all managed
Mhm.
to just kind of drive casual and get in there and get unloaded.
Let me get Smoochum's stats.
Connor up in here being stealthy, and then suddenly alarms.
Stealth is not a thing.
For these two, I don't think it is.
No, it's biting, chasing, being a good boy, grappling, athletics, and tracking.
They should have a secondary.
Grappling,
if they're-
athletics, and tracking are their secondary.
Yep.
Primary is biting, chasing, and being a good boy.
Being a
We
good boy
could-
might be being
We
stealthy.
could do being a good boy.
Do they have a tertiary pool or a desperation pool or whatever they call it?
Desperation,
Desperation
5.
pool is 5.
That's what you'd be
Herbs,
rolling in. That's basically the pool you roll for anything that isn't listed in one of the other ones.
So what? We just roll 5 d10s.
Yep.
I mean, 2 isn't bad.
1. We didn't
You guys both rolled.
fail.
You guys both rolled a 10.
Oh wait, yeah.
Oh, I forgot it doesn't automatically bounce them.
Yeah.
Not when you're doing the regular dice rolls now.
That's 2.
That's 2
Two.
for me.
So 2 successes.
All right. Well, the guy watching the
Not
car pool only
terrible.
got one. So y'all get out of the parking lot. Yeah, probably
Those are
using
some
cars
really
as
big
cover.
dogs.
Mhm.
Or you're using the cars as cover so he never gets a clear line of sight on the animals.
Yeah.
Pink Panther and this shit.
Mm-hmm.
they're on the side of us where we can we give them a good cover. So it never quite looks like a Cerberus. It just looks like 3 different dogs.
Mm-mm.
But you know, getting deeper and deeper into the dig is going to get harder and harder to keep these guys concealed.
At some point, we don't need to keep them concealed. Just doing it for now.
So that brings up the question: are y'all trying to make y'all's way deeper in to where Connor's at?
Making that way.
Because keep in mind, y'all are parked basically at the old site, and then it's kind of off. You know, it's in sight. The new dig site is in sight, but you do have some terrain to cover.
Is there any roundabout way to get to it without, like, making just a straight as the crow flies beeline to it, like looping around?
Yeah, there's some. Well, you know, this area it's mostly flat, but there's some stuff piled up here. There's a few buildings here and there. Y'all can kind of weave around on the outskirts. At least until you got off distant enough that, you know, people wouldn't be able to spot the animals for what they are immediately.
I am down for that if everyone else is.
Sure.
All right, so y'all start weaving around that way. There'll probably be another stealth roll at some point. The big thing is this is taking some extra time to get there.
Yeah.
So is
Probably
Connor
for the
waiting
best.
patiently as he is wont to do, or
Actually, what he will do is he will take a quick look out to make sure there's nobody around, keeping an eye on him, or really looking for him. And then he'll just sort of mentally in his head go, "Hey, Dad, I have an idea I want to run by you. It's a pretty good prank if you want to get in on it, but I'm probably going to need your help."
Usually you need a shrine or something, or make an offering.
That's
On the other hand, your dad is really into pranks.
You gotta say the right
Hmm.
word to get his attention. Prank? Like a golden retriever. Huh? 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 Huh?
Squirrel?
Your phone vibrates in your pocket.
Put this thing on silent. What the? He pulls it out and looks at it.
You got a text message. I'm listening. Monkey emoji.
He'll respond back to that number just as in a text. So this guy, Fritz Lloyd Smith, that we're tracking, he's kind of wanting to basically usurp the gods by making humanity to the same level as the gods.
Well,
Prank
that's
being
redundant.
exactly. Prank being, I know the Shin can give out celestial titles. What would happen if we, because I don't have the power to make it stick, gave him a title that basically cursed his life? So he would have some divine power like he wanted, but in the absolute worst possible way.
Are you wanting to make this guy like the god of ill-timed flatulence or something?
Or well, basically something that turns everything that he is on its head. You're better at figuring this stuff out than me. The one I have at the moment was the man whom everybody abandoned, so he's permanently alone for the rest of his life. But
Does he have followers?
he just picture of the absolute anthill that is this dig site right now. And then he'll follow that up with he has enough followers to make an entire hallway of doors to go anywhere in the world he wants to for every major pantheon. So he probably has people at every major pantheon's area, including China.
Oh, well, that
And
won't
he
go
was
at all.
he'll say, "Yeah, we're currently in Cairo right now." So he's messing with the Netgear at the moment.
Hmm. I can help you out, but you'll owe me a favor later.
So many pages.
Well, I had planned on coming to actually visit you at some point, so a favor for completely ruining this man's life who has tried to ruin Sasha's. I consider that a fair trade.
Very well. When you confront this man, you may place the title on him.
Thanks, Dad.
And, it will remain, until I get bored.
He'll add after that is like, if you're kind of bored right now, when I place the title, you can feel free to just ham the whole thing up if you want. I know how you love your operas and plays.
This is kind of your thing. I don't want to, trample all over you.
Love you too, Pops.
All right, the rest of y'all, give me another roll.
All of us are just the dogs.
Y'all don't really look like locals, but there are a few non-locals running
I
around.
literally have a knack that I can just
Sasha's also using walk unnoticed, so
One success.
Oh, do you want me to roll stealth as well for the area I'm in to stay undetected?
If you're going to be moving around, yes. If
Well,
you're
he's
like
not really
crouched
moving
behind
right
something,
now.
just waiting, then you can just wait.
Okay, yeah, he's just waiting. I just didn't know if you wanted me to like roll again to stay hidden.
No, not until you start trying to move.
Got it.
Sasha using walk unnoticed. 3 successes for Smoochum.
Oh, very good for Twitches.
Smoochum's tiptoeing.
All right. And Telarius looks pretty average.
They're also using like their metamorphosis perfume, just to like spruce it up a little bit.
All right, Robert.
It burns them on the inside to look so normal, but they know it's for a good reason.
Would Robert be there?
I was about to ask,
Oh,
wasn't I left
that's
behind in the workshop?
right.
Yeah.
I was left behind
right.
in a workshop. I'm tinkering.
You are tinkering.
I had forgot. That's right. We left you in the house.
I mean, he can get to Cairo.
Yeah, he
Oh,
just has to come
absolutely.
out a door.
Yeah, and we did tell him how to activate the door.
And we did tell, was it Philip? No.
Well, I'll leave it
Pippin
at the
will.
fact which
William.
y'all told Robert. Now the player himself. But anyway, carry on.
All right. That's right. We need to get Robert in here.
Get over here.
Or I could just, continue playing in a workshop and.
Well,
Is that okay?
You've had a day and a night playing in the workshop. Tools to work on, a bow for Jaden, I believe is what you were likely working on.
Geese.
Once you finish that, would you try to catch up with the party?
Oh yeah, as soon as I finish up, I'm like, right. Well, I have this pretty bow. It does me no good. So time to get to the owner.
So, doorway to Egypt.
Follows whatever instructions were given.
Sasha left instructions on how to activate the door, because you can use those doors to just go into the room they open into, or to the other place they're linked to.
That's hilarious. Learned the hard way.
Yes. So you open the
This room
door.
closet is not Egypt.
It opens into an old stone building, or room, I should say. Got a slightly musty, kind of cool, or musty smell, kind of a cool air to it. Well, it's cool if you were wandering around outside and then walked in. From England, it's probably a warm breeze. Am I echoing? I'm hearing
I don't-
myself every now and then when I start talking.
Mm.
I don't know who might be coming through. Anyway, the room appears empty. There's like one light at the top. The wiring is basically, you can basically look at the wiring, how it's been attached to the stone wall, and like the little metal piping. Clearly a more recent addition. You step through. There doesn't appear to be anybody in the room. But when you close the door and turn around, 3 guys with AK-47s have stepped into the room from the hallway. Like they were waiting outside for somebody to use this door. One of them screams at you in Arabic. One of them looks at his buddy, says something in Arabic, and then looks at you, hands in the air.
He complies.
Two of them come up, they pat you down, they really give the bow you're carrying a weird look, like, what in the world? They take your gun. They pull out an old pair of shackles. Hands behind, they put your hands behind your back.
Robert
Well,
mutters under his breath, well, this is familiar.
One on each side of you guys by the arm. They haul you out. They take you outside. You realize, you see the dig sites kind of spread out before you. There's a road over here a ways. You see a big parking lot full of cars. Yada yada yada. a fair number of security looking around. They hustle you over to a Jeep, get you sat down inside. They sit you in the passenger seat. Two of them get in the Jeep behind you. The English speaker tells you, don't try anything.
He says, "Don't worry, there's not much I can really do."
Takes a fortress in being.
So they start driving away from the dig site, and you realize off in the distance a little ways, it looks like there's another area somebody that they're working at. That seems to be where they're carrying you.
All Robert can think is, "Well, this is fun. This is going to be a fun time."
Everybody let's see, not Connor, but everybody else, give me a cunning. I guess survival. We'll say Spot falls under survival.
Sure.
That's
I accidentally hit it twice.
3 successes for me.
Hey, we got a momentum.
That puts us at 6 momentum, I believe.
Yes.
All right, giving y'all a momentum. While y'all are walking around the edge, you see a Jeep take off. You see a bearded figure. Well, actually, you see several bearded figures sitting in it. But yeah,
Do
everybody.
they see one that's distinctly red-faced?
One's very ruddy
so
skin.
embarrassed.
Well, mostly like more of a red beard versus probably
yes.
Darker skin beard.
Yes, I don't know if Egypt has very many gingers.
I highly doubt they do.
Historically speaking, not really. The ones that are there are not there for a great reason.
Basically.
Would Sasha's presence of magic pick up the bow and the firearm from this distance?
From this distance, probably not.
Okay.
But any of you that got successes realize, was that Robert? Well, actually, with 3 successes, that's Robert.
We should have gone and got him. I think he's
Are
going
they-
the same way we're going, though.
That means he's getting sent to Fritz.
What happened?
Fritz Lloyd, yes, and the whole thing.
They got Robert. And she points at the Jeep.
Okay. He's going our way.
This is true.
He's getting a fancy escort instead of having to brave this. Ugh.
I mean, if you want a fancy escort, you're more than welcome to.
There probably aren't that many scorpions. He'll be fine.
Not scorpions I'm scared of, it's the damn sun.
Somewhere, Ra's like, what did he just say?
And then I took that personally.
I was just thinking that. It's like what
Nobody else
happened-
getting a sunburn. That one
But wait,
burning him to a crisp.
but wait, when all
ginger-
when all the sun gods be like, wait, what?
Oh, that would be great. I have every sun god in every pantheon pissed at him for the rest of the campaign.
I'm about to be like Apollo's the sun god as well in the
Ra,
Greek Rome.
Apollo, Helios,
Yeah.
Hyperion,
I just imagine like he says that, it's like all of them
Sol
just like
Invictus,
they all look at each other, just like
Elagabalus. No,
They all look
Rolling stone.
Elagabal.
Who gets to get
all the sun deities. Like, you know what? Truce for now. Let's get that guy.
Basically.
That one right there.
He thought
The
he was
stupid
getting a
purple hair.
sunburn earlier. Now he'll be sun poisoned.
Jeez.
It's hilarious. You are a lobster. That's all there is to it.
That's it. I'm
Wow.
giving him skin cancer. Whoa, dude, dial it back, dial it back. It's going a little far.
Oh,
Satan. Okay.
It's alright, I have a backup character.
Backup characters.
You always have a backup.
Well,
Telarius has a sibling that no one knew about,
Nah, unrelated.
and they are here to avenge
Totally.
their sibling.
No.
All right. So Robert, they drive you. You drive past several. You see several other dig pits as you drive past. So whatever they're unearthing here, it's literally unearthing it. But they bring up to a big one. You see several of the security guys running around. A lot of workers moving stuff. You see a few guys that are clearly foreign nationals, and they tend to be directing stuff or conversing with local folk. Connor, you can give me a survival cunning now.
Alright. So 1 success.
There's a Jeep.
It is a Jeep.
the cheap.
Specifically, it's a Jeep that they seem to be pulling a prisoner out of.
Huh.
I mean, his hands are shackled behind his back, as usually.
Wait a minute.
And then it starts to dawn on you who that probably is.
Um,
And then they reach back. After they get him out, they reach into the back and they pull out a bow.
so y'all might need to check your dice rolls.
Hmm?
Because my cunning survival, I should have 6 die. Because I have 3 cunning, 3. No, survival. Never mind. I was looking at subterfuge. Ignore me. I was like, go back to my
Norman.
soda.
Drink my soda in shame.
Basically, yeah.
Oh, good.
I was just sitting there just going, why do I only have 6 dice when I rolled a 10 and I have 6?
It happens. But they're moving him in your direction. I mean, not like to your hiding place, but towards the main pit there.
Ooh, okay. Okay.
There's a little confusion there because they have to take a ladder down into the pit, and his arms are tied behind his back, so it's kind of like, how are they going to manage this?
Yeet!
So Robert, you have to very awkwardly go down a ladder without using your arms, with one of the guys uncomfortably close behind you to make sure you don't fall.
Oh, that's just sweet hands.
If it makes you
Do
feel
we
any
need to
better,
play
he doesn't seem to be real
poker?
comfortable with it either. But it's a big ladder. It's at an angle, so you manage to get down.
Yeah.
And then they start marching you towards us. Yeah, and what you see when you get into the pit is what I've described before. The stone surface with the pretty wide steps. I mean, you could ride a chariot down this thing if you had to.
Don't tempt me.
Despite its age, the steps are in pretty good shape. You can see grooves, where footsteps over, decades, if not centuries, has worn the stone a little bit. You can kind of see on either side where people tended to step. But they've got this, it's swept pretty clear. They've got electric lights. Once you start, down, you can kind of see through the little doorway. They've got electric lights set up in there. More security guys kind of perk up when they walk by. And the guys guarding you converse with some of the other guards, quick little snippets in Arabic. You can tell from the tone of voice that they're questioning, clearly they're just wondering who you are. Connor, you see him disappearing down the steps.
Okay. Hmm. Interesting.
As for the rest of you, as you are getting closer to the main dig site here, how are y'all going to go about trying to get slip unnoticed up to Connor?
That's a fantastic question.
Just when I was walking unnoticed, I am pretty localized as much as I can be. So as long as I know about where Connor is, it's not like I can't just roll up on him.
That's true.
Hey,
Nobody
Petey.
glancing at you would see anybody suspicious.
Yeah.
Not with your
We-
abilities.
Hmm.
Sasha, they're just flat out not going to notice.
I just opened the PDF on my other monitor and it tried to blind him. Ow.
We could. I apologize for this, Jaden. We could pretend that we captured her and are bringing her in. Found her snooping around.
I'm almost certain Jaden has the exact same ability I do.
Do you have Walker noticed or
We both have metamorphosis because we're
clothing?
both.
I have metamorphosis. It could kind of be easier to change the way I look.
Yeah.
Okay, so you could have disguised yourself to some degree like Telarius has.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. So really, for y'all, it's just the animals sticking out so bad.
Yeah.
We gotta ask our patron gods for like fancy collars for these guys. Could you turn him into like a big poodle for 10 minutes?
Because that wouldn't stick out anymore.
Now, I don't want to discourage you from, bumming off your parents like some kind of slacker, but that may get on their nerves eventually.
Eventually, yes. Bum.
Now, if you wanted to spend your own, buy your own edges or knacks to do that for your pets, we could talk.
Yeah. No, it would be like that would be something she would spend birthright on if she ever does that. But let's see.
What you're really, what you
Fancy
really need are
collar.
Pokeballs to put them in.
Right though. Um. Do we leave them here and some kind of signal?
Hurry, Smoochum, stay here. When you hear mommy scream, come running.
When somebody stealthily knifes me in the back again.
You get stabbed one time.
Once is happenstance, twice is coincidence.
Only
3 times
stabbed
enemy
once.
action. That's when you know I'm after you.
3 times, the gods
stabbed
just
one.
don't like you.
And then the second time she was just beaten up by a fish man.
That's true. There was no stabbing there.
Yeah, there was no stabbing
That was
involved
just
there.
good old-fashioned pummeling.
Yeah,
Is these hands.
brute
Yes,
force.
the
These
first-
webbed hands.
Yeah. So yeah, Solaris is just gonna walk over pretty zipsies towards wherever Connor is.
Is there anywhere that Sasha could kind of stash smoochums nearby? Like, is there a big rock anywhere?
Over there on the edges, yes. You
Lots
got,
of smooches.
rubbish piles that they haven't carted off yet,
Okay,
empty storage containers where they brought in equipment and then set the storage container over to the side. It's a little
Keep it in
junky
a storage
along the edges.
container.
smoochums, stay here. Hide. When you hear what is probably going to be lots of fun for you, come running. Okay?
Very
Like
conflicting.
holding the smoochums by the cheeks, looking directly into the reptile eyes.
Have to have your arms fully stretched out because it's a long face.
Oh no, the face is kind of tilted down. So
Hold Amut gently like hamburger.
yes.
So awful Awful complex instructions, by the way. I have a tiny little reptile brain.
But Jaden will also tell Spruce the same, like, listen, when I whistle, because she would have trained him to follow a whistle,
Mhm,
to
mhm.
listen for it, you come.
Yeah, we assume your birthright
Spruce.
animals are fairly well trained.
Oh, yeah.
Spruce, follow Spruce.
The ornery head of Spruce kind of looks over at Smooch, like, I get to be in charge.
Now I want to do a one shot with just the animals.
And the Smoochums took that personally. No.
Mm.
That's when Smoochums ate one of those heads. Now Spruce has 2 heads.
They grow back like hydras.
Yes, but it's like a little puppy head for months before it grows back up to full size.
Oh,
Oh,
The angriest of puppies, just gnawing on everything.
Yes, it's still the head that's in an ill mood all the time, but it's a puppy.
It's
angry puppy.
You know, it's like
Mhm,
it's like those, a little angry Chihuahua kind of thing. It's little and cute, but very angry.
all the time.
No, dachshunds. Those things are angry.
I haven't had a
Ma'am,
lot of experience with those. My sister's got a Chihuahua though.
I was about to say, we used to have a miniature Dotson. She was the most docile thing. I say this, but then I think back to the times when anything came to the door and threatened my mother. She was ferocious.
Mm-hmm. My mom had one. I just had to look at him and flip him off, and he just started lost his shit.
He has a corgi who has it's an attack corgi. He has a catchphrase that you say it, he'll start running up at you. You say, "Hey, square up," and he'll like run at you and like.
That was clearly training.
Aggressive bread
I
loaf.
was extremely trained.
All right. Tangent done. We had to have one. There we go.
Yeah.
So the animals hunker down. They get, whatever it is you leave them next to, they kind of, get up in the shade. Smoochum seems to be a lot more, comfortable in this environment than Spruce is. Spruce has just maintained this look of mother. Why did you bring me here?
Mother, I crave violence, and then a kiddie pool of ice.
All right. So y'all were going to stroll up to Connor?
As one does.
All right. Give me manipulation subterfuge.
I will say Sasha will be doing any talking.
Sasha doesn't have to roll this because she's passing unnoticed. But the other
Oh.
two, this is
Alright, what was the roll?
two.
it's the worst. I only got 2 dice.
Sorry, what was the roll?
It was manipulation and subterfuge.
I rolled max
Wow.
dice.
You rolled 2 10s.
Well done.
Yes.
Damn bad.
Sasha would probably
I have
actually be walking
significantly
up,
more dice,
but
and I rolled
looking
2
different.
successes.
All right.
The difference in the dice, you have 8. I have 2.
So y'all just stroll up. The security guy that almost spotted Connor earlier, he glances over at you, kind of gives you a nod. 'Cause like I said, you're both disguised locally, and Sasha's just not noticeable. And then he goes right on about his business. He literally, locks eyes with one of you and just dismisses you as workers and goes on about his business.
Just walk forward, think murder.
It's like where the pit starts to open up, he's kind of on one side and Connor's hidden behind some stuff on the other side. Some
Mhm.
barrels or whatever.
Appropriate for a monkey.
So, y'all are just kind of standing there while Connor's crouched down behind something down next to you.
Oh, so they took him down there. Robert, anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Also, there may or may not be some shenanigans involving my father in the immediate future.
Of course there is. This was going by, just so great, so well. It's going by a little too well.
I trust that it won't interfere
It shouldn't.
significantly.
Oh, the amount of interference will be maximum, but not with us. It shouldn't.
Question for Story Guide.
Mhm.
Sasha's presence of magic also lets her know when she is near a place of magical or sacred power. Is this place dinging as a place of magical or sacred power?
Yes. The House of Doors back in England. Oh, that's pretty magical. Looking down at those stairs. Ah.
Where did
Give
that
it to us.
choir come from?
It's like a low hum versus a large
Jet engine.
Jet engine of choir music just
Fair enough.
like that one laptop that just trying its best.
Mm,
So yes, this place is very magical.
This could also be very good or very bad. Place is pure magic. Well, not pure magic, but damn.
fun. Well, if it helps, Dad's actually kind of not happy this guy has a door to China.
I doubt anyone's happy as doors going anywhere, but let's go save our dwarf.
All right, y'all go on ahead. I'll sneak in behind you.
I trust you. Just like I said, walk forward, think murder.
Alright, so y'all start creeping forward.
Mhm.
Meanwhile, Robert, you've been carried deeper into this complex.
Mm-hmm.
From the looks of it, this place was just covered over in sand. It's like the individual rooms were filled in with sand.
Weird flex.
And you know enough about construction. You're like, that would have to be intentional. Time wouldn't do that. The doorway would fill in with sand, and maybe the hallway back a little bit, but you see a lot of workers working to move sand, move the sand out.
Shit, it's the House of Sand.
But it looks like they've cleared this main hallway going back a ways, and now some of them are working on like side rooms. Stepping down in here is a lot cooler than being outside, though it's still pretty warm. Because I say that I have no idea what the temperature is in Egypt this time of year. But they hustle you on back until you enter kind of a large room or chamber. Lots of electrical lights run up with extension cords running back down the hallway you came from.
Mm-hmm.
You hear some people speaking with English accents. I'm trying to remember. Have y'all? Yes, that's right. Robert and Sasha have physically met Fritz Lloyd. The rest of you have not actually laid eyes on him. But... So you immediately recognize Fritz Lloyd Smith, who turns and smiles big at the sight of you. Mr. Jones!
Miss Lloyd.
I take it you found my doors.
Yes, I have.
Where are your friends?
To be 100% honest, I'd actually love to tell you, but to be fair, they passed through before I did. So as to where they are, I have no solid clue.
One of the guards that was carrying like the bow and then like a sack with your your wallet, your gun, everything else they took off of you. Walks up, hands that to somebody. Fritz Lloyd gestures and takes a look at the bow. Did you make this yourself?
Fixed it up. It's not the. I was not the original creator of the bow, but I fixed it up a little bit.
Yes, there's something very special about it now. Kind of stretches it out. Oh well, I'll have to examine this more closely later. Hands it over to the flunky. The centerpiece of this room. You've got a little raised section of the floor in the middle. And this isn't the only large chamber you passed. There were some of them that looked like places of worship. One that looked like it might have been a library at some point. Shelves that you could easily see holding scrolls, but they were empty when you passed by. But in this room, what you have is a large, very ancient looking ladder rising out of the floor. And it goes up into the ceiling, big opening in the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
And you start kind of doing the math in your head about how far, we're not that far underground. Where's that thing going?
Oh. Or he just kind of glances over the gentleman like, sir, forgive me for just being a slight bit nosy, but this, and he like kind of with his head just kind of gestures to the ladder like, this doesn't seem correct in any shape or form. Does
it strike you as odd?
Well, yes. Just thinking about it, we're not that far below ground, or at least I don't remember going down a very steep ladder. This one looks like it goes further than it should, or at least for how it looks.
Bring him forward. Two guys kind of march up, right to the base of the ladder, and you look up, and yeah, it gets dark, but it looks like it goes up, maybe a little further than it should. At which point, Fritz Lloyd, reaches into his coat, pulls out a little container, unzips it, opens it up. The inside is like the inside of one of those like soft insulated bags. And he pulls out a red vial. He gets a little bit of, it's clearly blood, on his fingertips. Starts mumbling something in, well, you have no idea what language it is. And then with those bloody fingers, he reaches out and touches the ladder. And where it was dark up there, now it's like it opens to the sun or something. Light pours down. Would you care to guess, who this sample came from?
Oh no.
I'm going to take a rough guesstimation that happened to be from the local sun god. I could be wrong.
Yes, you're very wrong.
Okay. Then where'd it come from, if I may inquire?
Well, perhaps I'm being unfair
In
to
the
you.
audience.
I did have you and Sasha rather drugged up. Maybe you don't remember all the blood samples I took from the two of you.
Oh, no, I remember the blood samples you took of us. I do vaguely remember that.
Well, this one was from Sasha.
Oh. Interesting.
The latter seems to recognize those associated with its pantheon.
It's gonna be great, guys.
Interesting. Continue.
Have you ever heard the old Led Zeppelin song "Stairway to Heaven"? You're American, so I assume you have.
Y-
It's very popular.
Yes.
Of course, truthfully, it's very popular at home too.
It's like, no, I know the song.
Well, this doesn't exactly lead to heaven. It's more of
Wanna-
a
Ladder to new.
No, he'll just kind of be like, I'm going to assume it's not heaven, but the reverse. Again, I'm probably wrong, but you know.
well, the Egyptians had two sort of higher worlds, overworlds, whatever generic term you want to use for it. Nu and Pet. Nu is the primordial ocean that most of the creation myths from this part of the world have some variation of it. The Egyptians had Nu. The Babylonians depicted the world as coming out of the sea. Even the Hebrew spoke of God's shadow moving along the water before he pulled land out of it. It's a representation of chaos, and then the order of the world came about. Pet is a higher realm, it's a domain, but it's not a domain anyone lives in.
Domain of passage, not residence.
Well, yes, if you want to quote the book directly.
This
But
is
you
re-
use it
really
to get to other places. The sun god travels through it at night. It's divided into. Oh no, excuse me. That's not the one that's divided into hours. My bad. Nothing resides there except maybe the stars. But from there, you can access so many places, which is where my interest comes in.
Robert will, he's sitting there absorbing everything he's saying. And he'll be like, well, to be fair, makes sense. He gestures, back where roughly the direction they came from. It's like, considering the fact to which you seem to have a entire cacophony of doors that could probably lead you to any point in the world that you wished, I can only imagine having access to traveling anywhere you wanted via another way could be a very interesting very interesting plan.
The House of Doors is very nice, but it's very time consuming and costly to set up the
Maintain 'em.
doors.
Well, I'm sure the time to carve the runes, have all the energy required to power them, and whatnot. I'm sure it's very taxing on you and your subordinates.
Yes. Thankfully, my father had set up several of them in my
Ah.
youth.
So most of the work was done. You just had to make sure you copy the correct ritual to do each one.
I was able to add I added the one to Olympus, for example.
Fair enough.
Not having one in America at all seemed like a lapse. But for some reason, Father's old order just never seemed to have an interest in the New World. I don't know. Maybe the native magics. Well, that would really only be true in the. He kind of starts meandering off on the different types of native magics that were over there, because the impious collect a lot of different kind of magics. Or maybe it was just the Eurocentric disregard for native peoples. I don't know. Then he kind of snaps and realizes he's starting going in lecture mode.
Robert would have looked at him and would have just gestured like, no, I say it sounds interesting. You're welcome to continue.
Oh, certainly there was a time when I would enjoy such a conversation, but
Pressing
You've
matters.
passed through the door, but your friends have had like a day's head start. I'm surprised we haven't already come under attack, other than my one poor security guard.
Though again, we may be gifted by the gods and other deities, different abilities and whatnot. It's not like we're complete savages to where we'll lash out to anything.
I'm pretty sure your one friend wants nothing more than to lash out at me.
Coming.
Well,
I
Probably-
cannot totally blame her. That whole situation with her
you-
grandparents is unpleasant.
yeah,
Unfortunate. It's unfortunate.
that situation, on top of you happen to know information about her mother and father, and she would really love to have a little bit more info on them herself. You're kind of holding particular trinkets in her face to where she can only lightly snap. She can't actually bite down and enjoy, as it were. So you're essentially teasing her. It's like the carrot at the end of the string. You're trying to show her there's a prize, but you keep pulling the prize away. So
or like
her
a laser,
being
or like a cat with and a laser pointer.
Well, that too is also effective.
Oh,
Yes.
look, you pounced on it, but you still didn't catch it.
He's like, so I mean, yes, and unfortunately, you kind of made her want to lash out at you, but that's just because of certain circumstances.
Well, in my quest, I always knew I would come into conflict with scions at some point. It's really a shame, though. She seems an intellectual. In other circumstances, we could probably have been friends. So sad.
Robert just kind of is like, well, actually, yes. But I say, she's a very interesting person to listen to, though, granted, she hardly takes the time to actually talk about much.
One of those that gathers information but doesn't necessarily share it.
Something of that.
Yes, my sister was one of those. Or is one of those.
Slide dog, you got me monologuing.
Alright, cut back to the outside.
Around the outside.
Around the outside.
Alright, I believe our three, Sasha, Jaden, and Talarius, we're going to saunter on towards the door.
Yeah.
So, you walk to the edge of the pit, there's ladders leading down, no big deal there. It's a 10 or 15 foot drop, nothing drastic. Like I said, the security guy that spotted you before didn't pay no, like I said, he's chalked y'all up as workers and ain't really paying close attention.
They got in this far, they must be official.
Or he's been given a description of who he needs to be looking for, and at the moment, none of y'all look like those people. However, as you approach the actual, or as you start down the actual stairs, the guards down there at that base, they hold up a hand. Do any of you speak Arabic? I think we covered this last week. Yeah, I was figuring Sasha did. So as you're approaching, but are you
No.
still passing unseen or unnoticed?
She would have been just changing her appearance, not passing completely unseen.
Okay.
I made the subterfuge roll as well.
Okay.
Manipulation subterfuge.
Okay, yeah, I see it now. Okay. All right, in that case, he sees three people approaching him. And there's two guys there that got AK-47s. Oh, hold up.
Are they pointing them at us, or is it like a situation where they have it like on their strapped and they're like holding it, like getting ready to point it?
It's on the strap, and they've got hand on.
Yeah. That's fine, but not like pointing it right at us
No,
like
no.
freeze scumbag.
You know, as you step into view, he like holds up. Do you have your passes? But you haven't seen people, having to flash passes anywhere else so far. But
Like pats or pockets. We were told just to come here. I must have left mine back at the main camp.
Must have been an emergency, perhaps.
roll me a subterfuge. With, I guess, manipulation.
Okay. Would this come into effect because of the deception purview? Face a +3 complication to assess attitude rolls against her?
Yeah.
Okay,
That sounds like
so
that basically sounds like it makes it harder for people
Harder
to tell
to-
you're lying to them.
yeah.
cunning. What did you say again? I'm sorry.
I
None of the
said,
manipulations subterfuge, I think.
yeah, subterfuge and manipulation.
Manipulation. Okay.
He will roll
Cool.
the secondary pool.
He has to buy off 3 complication.
Oh wait, no, this is security stuff. This would actually be his main pool.
You've said that twice now.
This guy's very secret squirrel.
Holy smokes!
don't
Okay, he
like
gets no
that.
successes, so it doesn't really matter.
The momentary like oh shit from Sarah.
A momentary. He rolled all 8s, didn't he? And 3 10s.
Oh God. He rolled all 10s and more 10s.
Oh, there's 2 guys there though. Hang on. Hey,
He's
that guy, at least
everybody's paying attention.
that guy at least got 1 success. Which fails to buy off much.
Right.
So you're in luck. They both believe you.
I mean, we're on the books. Just let us in. Fitzroy was sent for us. Something about the higher.
I'm really not supposed to let anybody by.
Do you want to argue with him?
No. But he's the one that came up with the rules about the passes, so he couldn't get too upset. He's really been in a good mood the last day. Since he showed up yesterday.
Look, if he gives us any shit about not having our passes, I'll say someone else was on duty.
Him and the other guy kind of look at each other. Tell him Safe was on duty.
Absolutely. I'll actually tell him he was asleep up here.
They kind of laugh and kind of step aside and let y'all through.
And she nods. Keep up the work. And just keeps walking down.
As soon as we're out of like eye shot of these two, I give Sasha like the most bewildered look.
Yeah, I pretty much just bullshitted my way through that. If someone asks, someone else was on duty. Hopefully no one asks you.
Jade, one of the guards, winks at you as you walk by.
Ooh.
How did Chad get here?
Chad is universal. Chad is omnipresent.
Oh no.
What pantheon is Chad? All of them.
What pantheon is he? Yes.
Dude bro. The dude bro pantheon.
Oh no.
Ah, Chadius.
Patron saints of
Chadius
fuck boys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Alright.
Do you want me to make a roll to sneak by?
Oh yes, how do you plan to sneak by them?
Well,
Explosion.
he's going to go down into the pit, sort of like peek in down the stairs, see where they are. Because they actually were down the stairs before this happened.
Right. They're down the stairs, basically flanking, or well, outside on either side of the door.
Okay.
You know.
Basically, Connor will have been like following them quietly, and like waiting like the base of the stairs while they were focused on them. And then like if they opened the door to let them through, then he was gonna.
Well, the door is just an opening. There's nothing
Opening,
to actually
okay.
close it.
All right. Yeah. So basically when they look away, go like or whatever, like shit talking safe. He was gonna activate Heavenly Stride and just.
All right, so he'll zip
Between
through
them.
at super speed. Go ahead and give me a stealth roll because you're going to have to avoid the sight of that guard that's up top outside the pit as you slip down into the pit.
Okay.
That is very promising.
God damn it!
Oh,
No, yeah, no dice.
Ooh.
I get that
Literally.
is
is
that's
Sage your
3
dice,
momentum
please.
Why is that 3?
because
Specialty.
this is a well actually hold on, this is a no, it's just 2.
Okay.
I didn't get a 1. But it's yeah.
But it's because one for failing and one for failing with a specialty. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
And he got 4 successes.
Oh, jeez.
So the second you move, it's like he saw that little motion out the corner of his eye earlier, and it's just had him kind of suspicious. That the second you step out of cover, he's like,
Okay, I'm just gonna reflexively Heavenly Stride. I'm just gonna deck him at speed.
I would like to
Give
punch at Mock
me-
Jesus.
All right, give me your combat roll. Close combat plus might or dexterity, whichever.
No, it'll be dexterity because I don't have my staff out. I
and
have
thi-
the gloves on
Now,
still.
this is we're gonna count this for the attack roll and for the initiative. So whoever rolls higher will go first, as well as we'll
All
just
right.
use this, as the resolution.
Of course.
Yeah, he got 1 success. So I ain't too worried about it.
All right, so that's 9 successes on my part.
All right.
Is this just a regular Joe Schmo dude?
This is
Just
a regular Joe
security guard?
Schmo dude. The second you lay any damage on him, he's out.
Pow! And then he's just gonna carry him as he goes down into the pit, and sort of like leave him like up against the edge of the pit, like behind the ladders.
That one really was asleep.
Yeah.
He is now. So yeah, he sees you. The gun starts coming up. You streak across. You pop him with all those extra successes. You catch the gun before it even drops. There's no
Yep.
chance of going off by accident. You grab him by the shirt as he's falling back, up over your shoulder, zip down the ladder.
Yep.
Leave
Prop
him
him
over
up.
to one side.
Yeah.
If you wanted to wrap his gun up into a pretzel, you could, or whatever. You've got epic
And-
strength or epic might, so yeah.
Well, yes. And then he'll just previous plan. Do you need to make another stealth roll for that too?
Yes.
Best laid plans. Stop
Yeah.
at bonking.
Stop it.
All right. So that guy had 1.
That's 3. I got 3.
Oh, sorry. All right. So you zip down the stairs faster than the human eye can follow.
Mhm.
They're kind of half blocking the door, so you wind up kind of jumping kind of over their shoulders, between them.
Okay. Do I go rolling by these threes? I just go over their heads.
No, I'm going to assume you gave them a little bit of a head start,
Yeah.
but you immediately catch up with them.
What's up?
Well, the 2 guys out there, the wind off of you running past them, hits them in a sudden breeze.
Yeah.
Fancy meeting you here.
Yeah,
I
how
know,
about
right?
that?
And then he'll just continue all down. He'll rein in his speed because it's still the same scene. So Heavenly Stride is still active.
Mhm.
He's just not moving at like light speed.
It's like someone hopped up on Red Bull but has to walk.
Yeah.
Do we hear Floyd monologuing?
Oh, let's see. Where did he leave off?
Oh God.
Talking about how it's weird that no one really is taking a lot of attention to to America.
The,
Oh,
like,
right. Well, he
local
kind of got
American
to the end of that
peanuts,
line of thought, but yeah.
Yeah.
What is it about airplane peanuts?
Now, y'all are walking past a bunch of side rooms and stuff, and y'all don't know where Robert is at. So, are you going to take the time? How are y'all planning on searching this place? Because your character, your
Well,
characters know how Robert was marched.
is there
There's
sand on the floor?
Is there a way I can like how many
Oh,
like
right.
footsteps are through has walked through?
There's some sand, so yeah, you can go ahead and give me a
We
tracking
got a
roll.
tracker.
And I don't even know that you necessarily have to have footprints to track.
So let's see. It's what? I know it's survival and I'm using what, dexterity or cunning?
This may be cunning survival. Yeah, I believe it's cunning survival.
It's definitely a
Okay.
brain roll.
2, 3? 3 because tracking is my specialty.
All right. And you only have to have one, I think, to track, unless something's, magically covering itself up. A lot of traffic through here. You're spotting a lot of the tracks you see are made from the same sort of shoe. Something you've noticed, most of the local folks around here wearing. But you spot some tracks that, well, you know it's Robert's boots or whatever he wears, because you've been running around with him for a while.
Also, they stick out compared to the others.
Right. And they basically lead straight back the hallway. They branch off to one side. As y'all travel down, you have no problems tracking, but as y'all travel down, there's workers coming in and out. And while you three may not particularly draw any attention, Connor sticks out a little bit. You see several of the workers give him there's plenty of, or, several Englishmen or maybe even some Americans wandering around. But they're looking at kind of like, I don't recognize him.
Sasha picking up on this.
Give me empathy. Presence or composure? Because this is kind of a social thing. Or manipulate. Presence or manipulation, whichever one you prefer.
Can I get up in that?
Yes, you can. You're a very social sort. Truthfully, you could. She was just the first one to ask.
Right.
We both notice.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like I said, they're not paying most of you any attention because y'all are pretty well blended in. Connor is not.
Found him on the outskirts, taking him to Fitzloyd. Said in Arabic, if it's the locals giving her looks.
Yes, they're very locals. They just sort of nod. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, but you're that one that's hard. It's hard for them to tell your lie. For them to tell your lie to them. So yeah, they buy it hook, line, sinker. Oh, okay. They don't question, well, then why is he walking behind you? Oh, okay. But yeah, okay.
Even-
So,
Even inept guards get it right once in a while.
well, these aren't even guards. These are just the workers.
I was talking about us.
Oh, okay. Yeah, these guys
We
are
are
quick.
totally the inept guards.
These guys are quick to go, but my pay grade, whatever.
Mhm.
Not my clown, not my circus.
Not my circus, not my monkeys.
Well, technically, Connor is their monkey.
Literally.
Yeah.
Connor is their monkey.
I was waiting for somebody to do it.
It's our monkey.
Do we have to go to yes? This is our monkey, so this is our circus.
Basically.
Mhm.
Basically.
This is why they say monkeys are bad pets. All right.
Any other fun magic pinging from stuff? Like if she peeks in the side rooms as they're walking.
The whole complex pings some. The thing you were kind of feeling from outside is further down this hallway.
But
In fact,
that's
it
where we're
may-
going.
Let's see, would it have gotten... No, for you, it would not have gotten brighter recently. So, Robert, Fitzloyd seems to be having fun talking to you. He's mentioned to you that he tried your blood sample on the ladder as well, and it had no effect. Other than getting his hands kind of gross and sticky.
He's like, well, fair enough.
They tried it, wearing gloves and then putting the blood on the gloves, and that didn't work. It's like they had to have skin contact and then grab the ladder. Hopefully, when humanity becomes its own pantheon, they'll have a cleaner way of doing things.
We can only hope.
There's got to be some kind of OSHA guideline against this.
I swear. I'm sorry, you saying that. I'm just like, yes, here's one of the Pantheon trees. OSHA. Anyway,
Days of civic duty.
But anyway, he's talking to you, and then suddenly he stops. Go ahead and take him to the side room over there, and the guards start to march you off. You see him start talking to a couple of the other British sounding guys that were in the room.
he's like, oh, we were having a good conversation.
We'll talk again later.
We were having a moment.
Romans even.
It's the moment where someone gains sympathy for the villain. I mean, what?
Absolutely not.
I don't know that Fritz Lloyd's really come off as sympathetic so far.
Not
No.
really, no.
Let's say, but
not
Fritz Lloyd isn't Emmett Silk though.
Emmett.
No spoilers here.
So Robert, the last thing you see is him talking to them guys, and he dresses over, and some of his guards start to come over and kind of form around him. For the rest of
And
y'all, you round the corner
Mm.
that opens up into this big chamber. Sasha, you get the impression that most of this magic you're feeling, this is the chamber it's been coming from. It infuses the entire complex, but it's like this is kind of the source. Give me... You know what? Don't second thought, not a roll, because as soon as you round the corner, you see all the guys lined up in the doorway, the guns already out. Two white guys are behind them, already starting to gesture.
Connor he'll step up. He'll turn to Sasha. Does any one of them look like Fritz Lloyd to you?
Can she see Fritz Lloyd from here?
No. You think you recognize one of the guys as one of Fritz Lloyd's little minions.
I don't recognize any of them.
Let me know if you see him. And Connor will actually walk ahead. And just-
Actually, go ahead and start the initiative rolls. Because when they
Oh,
see
okay.
you,
Walk
they
ahead,
start unloading.
crack
them.
knuckles.
Oh, okay. I'll say, well,
And since they basically had this ambush set up to shoot you as soon as you're around the corner, they get enhancements to their initiative rolls. Yeah. Probably won't be enough to help against some of y'all, but I'll take what I can get. All right, so 2 guards.
It's a mood.
Or no, excuse me. What is it? Two Englishmen and 4 guards.
All right, we got a 1, a 5, and a 2.
Let's say go first for enforcing the boundary.
Oh, very nice. So there's a 6.
Wish I could retcon that and be like, oh yeah, she totally had that up the whole time.
Absolutely. We're short an initiative.
I said, don't be counting me, Chief. I'm bound in another room.
Not counting you.
Rappy.
I know.
Jesus.
So 5, 4, 2, and 1.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. This has by far been the best initiative I have rolled for bad guys this entire campaign. And
Okay.
that is
fun.
before I put the enhancements on there. This is great.
Oh.
They'll all go first.
Yeah, I
That
would
is a
like to.
distinct possibility.
I would like to vote for Sasha going first to throw up and force the boundary, if no one's against that.
Yeah, no,
Fine.
absolutely.
I'm not against that at all.
All right, so that is the 4, and then the British guys.
I'm hoping in your hubris, as you're still rolling them, that these British guys are like low.
They're British guys. They've got to be wizards.
All right, the highest roll I've got is a 10.
Jesus Christ!
Wow.
There was a lot of
Damn.
10s in that roll.
Damn.
Ow.
So I'm going to assume that's
Ow.
the highest because I haven't looked at y'all's
Yeah.
yet.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, my next highest is an 8.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when I rattle off a number that one of y'all have or that y'all are higher than, let me know.
Okay.
Okay. 10,
I
8.
have a 10, 8. Then I have a 6.
Yeah, you're
Okay.
still higher than us.
Still.
Then I have another 6.
Uh
Yeah,
huh.
that 6 is still higher than us.
Then I have a 5.
We've got
There
a
we are.
5.
Yeah.
We got a tie.
All right, ties go to the PCs.
4 people go before us.
And then I've got a 4.
We got a 4.
So do we.
Got a 4.
All right, so 4 is PC, followed by a 4 GM. All right, and that is all my guys.
And then PC.
2 and
So it's
1.
saying 1, 2, 3, 4. PC. 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 Enemy PC. Yeah. PC.
This is what
Yeah,
I
our
need.
rolls were 1, 5, 2, and 4.
I was excited about that 4 because that was like one of the higher ones for Rappy, and then nope, slap down.
1, 2,
Yeah,
3.
right? Like,
The sheer fucking hubris.
All right, so y'all had a 5, a 4, a 2,
2 and a 1.
and a
1.
1. Okay. All right, so top of the order is one of my guys. One of the guys with the AK-47s unloads on you. Specifically,
Say Connor stepped in front once
Well,
they got
would-
there.
Would he have had time when
no,
they were
rounding
rounding
the
the
corner,
corner?
y'all just rounded the corner, and this happened.
Sasha would have been leading because she's the only one that speaks Arabic.
Well, you know, this is once it's happenstance, twice it's coincidence. So yeah, the first guy's unloading on you.
We're getting to like specially targeted.
Can you activate the boundary as a reflexive action?
I'll double check, but I don't think it's a reflexive.
All right, so he's got the firearms specialty, so that makes
No,
it a
I have to make a
2.
roll and everything. It's not reflexive, I believe. I'll
All
double
right.
check the book though.
He's got 2 successes, so he didn't roll well. He's fast but not accurate.
Mm.
Do you want to roll to try to raise your defense?
Absolutely. That would
Alright.
be
One of
What?
your resilience stats.
might, dexterity, or stamina. Stamina.
Resilient stats are the bottom.
Oh,
bottom.
yeah, no.
Resolve
Sorry,
stats
It's
are
one
resolve
of those where I
stamina
don't
and
understand why
composure.
dexterity can't be used in situations like this.
Yeah.
We're gonna roll because it would probably have to be stamina or resolve. She's not like trying to keep a spell active or anything, so they're even.
I'd imagine the reasoning for stamina is like, sudden burst of like stamina to like get out of the way
Or just tensing
Something
up
like
and just
that.
taking the damage without really letting it phase you.
Have
Yeah.
one momentum, guys.
For
That's
this
for
one, it's-
skill check. I don't know if that helps with it. I don't know if you get that for these rolls.
I take that back, guys.
Okay.
Well,
Can you spend momentum on these rolls?
Uh,
I don't believe I
I'm
can.
not sure. I don't.
on defense, yeah.
Can you?
You can
Okay.
spend momentum on anything.
Well, hell, let's roll
That's-
2 momentum just for shits.
Okay. Normally, you need to announce that ahead of time. We'll go ahead and let you do it because all of us are still not really in the good habit of using.
They
the
didn't do
momentum.
shit.
Sarah, don't forget she has his jacket.
Yeah, I've still got that accounted to into the bar, the leather jacket. I've added
Okay.
a like bruised and everything.
Yeah.
I was opening Sasha's character sheet. That's not what I meant to do. What I meant to do was combat stunts.
Let's delete Sasha's character sheet. Wait, no.
Well,
All right. So what does the jacket do? It just gives you extra bruise levels, or
Yeah, it just gives me an extra bruise level.
okay. Well, that bruise level is gone now.
say
Cool.
fortunately, we all automatically start with 1 defense. So
Yeah, but they only have to tie the defense to hit you.
yeah.
Okay, so let's see, he inflicts damage, but only the 1, so your armor takes that. And that leaves him. He's going to try to use the 2 successes on knockdown. What is Sasha's stamina?
I think it's 2. Give me 1 second. I was checking something on liminal. Stamina 2.
All right, but you do have a defensive 1, so he's only got the 1. Okay, that would have worked. All right, so you stagger back and it hits you, but that jacket more or less takes the damage. It hurts, but
Getting used to being shot and stabbed and punched.
never to your
You get
grandparents'
used to
back.
it.
All right. Next up is another guard. Oh, let's see. There's 5 of y'all.
4.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Robert.
I forgot.
Robert's in the closet over there. We just put him in a broom closet.
Mm-hmm.
Robert, you hear the gunfire starting up.
Ah, crap.
Cool. Rappy, don't forget to whistle. Cool.
Yeah. When it's her turn, right? Or can she whistle reflexively?
All right, so 2. I'm just going down the list. So it's Connor Talarius is number 2 then.
Question:
Yes.
Can Jaden whistle reflexively once the shots started?
You are in a deep underground complex. How likely do you think it is that your whistle would reach outside and away? He's got to go through all the complex, out of a pit, and then back behind some stuff.
She's gonna do
We're
a
connected.
high. She's gonna do a high pitch whistle.
I'll let you
Connected
roll
by the
for it.
power of love.
What am I rolling?
Whenever your turn comes up, just
Okay.
I'll
so
let you
it
do.
has to
It'll be
my
a
turn.
free thing you do, but we'll just do it when your turn comes
Okay.
Because right now Talarius is getting shot at.
Oh boy.
I checked,
Uh,
enforcing the boundary cannot be done on a reaction.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, that's 4 successes so far, but 2 of them were 10s.
Oh
So 5 successes total.
boy. All right.
They've got the firearm specialty, so that makes it 6.
Ugh.
Would you like to roll your defense?
I will. I will use 3 points of momentum.
All right.
Uh,
That gives you
used
3
5,
extra
so
dice.
Exposure, yeah.
Oh, that gets us the free 1 XP.
And I'm gonna put subterfuge on here just because it's 3 dice. So I'm rolling. I'm rolling resolve, and I have subterfuge up, but it's just because
It's just how you
it's
add
3
the
dice.
dice to it. That's fine. That's fine.
Yes. 3.
All right, so that makes your defense a 4.
Yes.
That's pretty good.
That leaves
So
him
that
I'm
with
means
not
he
dead.
only that means he only hit you with a 2.
Yeah.
So take a damage.
Mm-hmm.
So you take a bruise.
Oh wait.
Wait, no.
No, you can go.
Oh.
Hold on. You good. Trying to see something.
Have you leaned forward, or is your camera tilting? Okay, never mind. You were leaning forward. I was seeing your entire face, and then I
Reflexive.
glanced up, and all I see is your nose up.
It's high
Re-
stress.
Reflective
what do you
is
want?
on my turn or any turn.
Reflexive can happen at any time.
Okay. Reflexive when I just it hit my head like one of my things is reflexive. And she's going to should have done it before, reflexive to heal Sasha's wounds because she's in the front to get rid of a bruised.
Excellent. Is there any role for that, or is it just something she can do?
When you tend to as a reflective action once per turn, remove any bruise injury they may be suffering. That's it, without needing a roll.
Okay, yeah, excellent.
Yeah,
it's only once
including
per
once-
initiative turn.
Yeah.
yeah, including damage sustained to armor. So
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, so that was the one shooting.
Every group needs 1 healer.
yes.
All right, next up is another one of my guys.
We know.
We gotta let him
And-
have this one.
Look, man, fights have gone very poorly for me so far.
No, man. Kick our
And this
ass.
one's also on Telarius.
Oh boy.
Talk shit, get hit.
Mm-hmm.
2 successes.
Am I still at 4, or do I have to roll that again?
I don't know if that lasts for the entire round or if it's an individual attack. And that's rather
I know-
important to know.
I know full defense lasts for the entire round.
Yeah, but that's a specific action you take to
Yeah.
just be fully defending, which would imply that regular defense does not do that. Otherwise, you wouldn't need an action to do it specifically.
Well, the thing with full defense does is it doubles your defense successes. So, like, that 3 would become 6 successes.
Mm-hmm.
The rules for this game are spread out over 2 books. So I don't know which book to look in to find it quickly.
Origin.
Wait till we hit Godhood.
I think the Godhood Kickstarter hasn't even started yet. So
Oh, great.
Don't worry, once we get about halfway through the next campaign, it'll come out.
yes, I just got a preview copy of the Technician's Guide for Esper Genesis.
We're gonna be halfway through Numenera or whatever.
Hope one of y'all enjoy running that.
In response to an attack, the player may reflexively roll the highest for resilience attributes without any skills.
Okay. Nothing about limited how many times per round or any of that jazz.
A character may want to spend her action in the round to take a full defense. Okay.
And spending the action is what lets you double it. So okay.
Yeah.
So yes, you would need to re-roll it again there.
Sure. All right.
You
Well,
want to spend any
no. This is a little more doable. I will roll resolve. 1. Woo! Up
there
at
are
2.
there are defensive stunts. Apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Dive to cover. In response to a ranged attack, you move up to one range band away to reach cover established in the field. Cover utilized by this stunt absorbs injuries as hard armor. Difficulty 1.
does that take his action to do? I mean, I'm sure he can do it as a reflex, but does that take his action?
I'm
Because that's
not
some movement and some,
sure.
that seems awfully active. And y'all are kind of standing in a hallway, so I guess they can duck back around the hallway.
Yeah,
Use one of
I'm
y'all
like
for cover.
they would absolutely like.
It's not mentioning if they're reflexive or not. It says in response to a ranged attack, but
That's usually implies reflexive.
roll away, difficulty equal to opponent's composure. Move away from the attacker one range band. Don't know.
Is that like a stunt everybody has access to, or
Yeah, it's just defensive stunts.
What page?
116.
Which book?
Origin. It says dive to cover is difficulty 1. Not sure how much cover we have on the stairs, but
Dive
What's-
behind somebody else.
Well, y'all were going down the hallway at this point and turn the corner.
Mhm.
So the best you could do is dive back around the corner.
Oh,
in which case the cover
GM,
corner. would
somebody
absorb.
says if you can bump yourself up a smidge, apparently we're drowning you out when we speak. Versus
Yeah,
you.
I was trying to respond to that and they ain't letting me use the
okay.
text. I bumped it up a little bit, Chad. Is that better? Okay. Not a problem.
Yeah.
Gotta make sure people can hear my docile tones.
Mm.
All right.
Exactly how he's murdering us.
Yeah.
What's all this
Okay.
us stuff?
So I got distracted adjusting sound.
Sure.
But you had gotten a 1.
2.
Your guy had gotten a 2.
Okay. So he still does damage to you. So you took a bruise before, so you had an injury now, or do you have another bruise?
Cured.
Okay. See,
Oh,
Sasha, I'm hurting other people.
For now.
Hilarious, just like spurts of a little blood.
Oh, Monty Python. Psh, psh.
All right, then I've got another guy that goes. Oh, we're gonna let all the gun guys go first since they're the ones that rolled so well. This is the last gun guy though, so he's gonna shoot at number 4. So Jaden, it's coming your way.
Okay.
So everybody in the front, basically.
Well, poop. 1 success.
Can I roll to kind of bump up?
Yes, you may.
That's 4 defense.
Yeah, you see him lining up the shot, and you just kind of like matrix out of the way.
At least one of us is fine.
All right, then we are finally to number 5. A player gets to go. Which one of y'all wants to go?
Sasha.
All right, Sasha,
Enforcing
go.
the boundary. Go. I
Is
just
there a
have
roll
to
for
make
that, or do you
a
just do it?
knack roll, so I gotta just roll 4.
Okay.
Okay, as long as I have 1 success, it is active, meaning
You got an 8 and a 10, so that's 2
Yep.
plus you roll again.
ah,
But extra successes don't do anything with this one, right?
yeah, it doesn't make it any more beefy or anything. So they cannot be targeted. by firearms or arcing tag attacks. Don't think she can do anything else. I mean, unless you say I can attack, in which case I would like to fire.
I believe that's your action.
Okay, then that will be her action, and
Good
she'll
deal.
kind of like be putting herself like squaring shoulders, squaring feet. Just big old curtain of swirly, snaky smoke.
I'm just picturing you kind of full comic book pose, arms thrust out, and then the
Pretty
smoky
much.
shield out in front of everybody
Pretty much.
as the bullets hit. Except, they've already gone, so.
Better late than never.
Yeah. I mean, that means our guns are functionally useless as we go down the stairs now.
Mm-hmm. Well, anything with a firearm or an arcing tag, so even magic with an arcing tag cannot target them.
Mhm. But it would have to have the arcing tag, not, they shoot lasers from their eyes or something,
Well, I think some spells even use firearms as their role.
Yeah, some may.
I know there's one like on the fire purview. I want to say. Scroll.
I just copy pasted it into the chat.
I'm not sure how many weapons use the arcing tag. I mean, artillery, I guess. Old school artillery, I guess, would.
If they happen to get a
Mortar.
trebuchet down here, we're
Someone,
protected.
Someone fires
mean-
off a mortar, we're good.
Like grenades, because they
Yeah,
have to,
yeah,
like,
grenades
throw
probably have it.
through.
Probably a
Anything
lot of like
thrown,
thrown weapons.
Alright, so that's up. And then one of my spellcasters gets to go.
I knew it.
What?
That's the process of elimination.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's only the two spellcasters left.
It's like
I mean, the
the
two British
guys.
people. I'm just stereotyping all British people as spellcasters. I've watched too much Harry Potter.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
That's on
Okay.
you, buddy.
That's actually a lie. I very rarely watch Harry Potter.
Mhm.
I've still never seen the last one.
Yeah,
The
you're
best.
missing too much.
Yeah, you aren't missing a lot.
I think it was it Half-Blood Prince that yeah, it was Order of the Phoenix me and a buddy watched that we liked so much. And then Half-Blood Prince was just garbage.
Mhm.
To the point that, we didn't, I don't think either one of us even watched the second to last one until it hit cable.
Well, the last one's 2 movies.
Yeah. I've seen the first half of that and just never cared enough to go finish it off.
Fair enough.
Roll your beautiful dice footage.
It was Voldemort's death was disappointing. So
Wasn't the book too?
no, but I
That was
mean
not
the
enough
way
time.
that he died in the movies versus the way he died in the books are two different ways that he died. I think.
Spoilers.
Oh, and he has to spend I have to spend one of mine. Well, I just threw attention back behind me. Alright, I've lost attention
Really
point.
spending that
There it
attention.
is.
You lost it. It's fine. It's gone. Zoop into the ether.
Alright, but he rolled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One was a 10. 6 successes.
Mm.
Chance 2.
Oh, none of y'all. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
The doorway that they've been shooting through, the stone starts to kind of mold shut. Well, actually, without any successes, it kind of snaps shut. And you realize it's like the hallway is zipping shut, so the closing kind of keeps moving kind of towards you.
That's its hand.
Then it is one of y'all on a 4.
Sasha, how mad would your pantheon be if I start breaking this?
Has she recognized any hieroglyphs or anything that mark it as a certain god's?
There are references to your mother. There are also references to Ra. Those are really the two deities that specifically got mentioned.
Well,
You haven't had time to examine it closely to really tell what's going on here.
busy getting shot at. It'll interrupt anyone looking at stuff. Better to ask forgiveness than permission.
Okay, cool. And he's going to call on his free feat of scale and move, since he still has Heavenly Stride active, move at max speed and just try to start smashing through the stone.
All right.
We're underneath stuff.
It's not load bearing. It's fine.
Architectural significance.
Now, like I said, so the walls are squeezing shut in front of you. You know,
Mm-hmm.
kind of get closer and closer. So are you just trying to break the stone, or are you trying to force the stone back open?
Basically try to force it open. Well, no,
Alright.
no, him moving at speed. First thing he's gonna try to smash through the stone.
Okay.
Since
So
Yeah.
give me a roll
okie dokie.
with your might.
Hmm?
Because the speed is not as important this as being strong enough.
Yeah.
Let's see, your epic. I forget, how does your epic might, or epic strength, I should say, factor into this?
Epic strength. Have a automatic +1 scale for purposes of lifting, breaking, or carrying large objects.
Okay.
So I'm basically moving at +2 scale to do this, since I'm adding the scale from Heavenly Stride, because I'm moving as fast as possible, try to hit this thing like
Okay.
I'm moving.
I guess the momentum being involved makes perfect sense.
That's the plan.
And what does a 2-up skill give you?
+4 enhancement.
Okay. So yeah, that's pretty good. And as far as so I said might and I guess close combat. I mean,
Okay.
Kung Fu
Literally,
guys
it's
break rocks, right?
close as you can get as for close combat.
Okay. So that is 13 successes.
Well, that beats the 8 they rolled on their spell, so which is what you were competing against.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the wall starts slapping shut. Connor takes off, and you just hear stone breaking, dust. You know, not enough to obscure your view, but dust flies everywhere. And then y'all once again kind of see light on the other side, and a bunch of very startled people as Connor's standing in front of him with just the chunks of stone falling around him.
Gentlemen, that wasn't very nice. As I am going to do what Wukong told me to do.
You don't see. Well, you don't know. Actually, you don't know who.
That's true. I don't know
Fritz
who
Lloyd
Fritz Lloyd
is.
is.
Well, he did ask Sasha, and she said she didn't recognize any of them.
Right.
Fitzloyd. And she could
No.
see.
He'll come down. By the way, are any of you Fritz Lloyd Smith, by the way? Robert talked pretty highly of you, if you're here.
The guards in front have no comprehension on their face as to what you're talking about. Like, maybe they don't understand the language.
Let's say any of the 3 in the back?
Well,
English
it's
guys?
4 up front and the 2 British guys behind them.
Ah, okay.
And
Wait, wasn't he? He was in there too. He didn't go into the room. Not from your description. Fair enough.
Connor doesn't know.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right. So that's your go. Then it's my last guy. And he is going to try. Well, of course he's casting a spell.
Okay.
Oh, and of course he has to spend attention to do that. All right, so he got 4 successes.
Mm-hmm.
The ground around your feet starts swelling up to try to bind you in place.
Okay.
You can resist with your might or dexterity. You know, you try to get out of the way before it manages to grab you, or you just break yourself loose.
Yeah, I'll use might. Is that all I'm
Stuffy the
rolling?
scale still working.
Let's see. You've got. Okay, the Earth preview makes you hard to move against your will, so that's not going to factor in here.
Earth Purview makes me impossible to move against my will, but yeah.
The Epic Strength scale thing would definitely factor in.
Okay, so that +2 already.
And you've only got to beat a 4, so.
So it's just might?
Yes, just might.
Okay, so 2. Alright. That's a 7.
So it closes
got
around your
one,
legs, and you
7.
just kind of shift. You just kind of shift your feet, and it cracks and falls apart.
Mm-hmm.
And then it is. He looks very disheartened. He looks so
Tried
excited to
so
try his
hard.
spell. All right, next up is a PC.
There's a tunnel.
So let's see who hasn't gone yet.
I think me
Myself
and
and Jaden.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
All right.
So I guess I'll go and whistle. What am I rolling for this whistle?
Oh yes. To make your whistle carry. Physical. I think I want to say stamina.
Okay.
And well, is there any skills that would factor into it? There's no perform. Have we had a skill that particularly affected how you Ooh, cheat sheet, that's nice. I've had y'all roll something before when y'all were manipulating your animals, but I can't remember what it was.
It's
We'll say
you-
survival.
You had it. You had them roll presence in something.
Yeah, we're gonna say stamina survival for this one.
Okay.
That feels like what animal handling would kind of fall under.
5, because I guess I get a point each because it's full, or do I not? Because I got 5 in each, or is it just 3?
Unless you have a specialty.
No. Okay, so then 3.
All right, so that is 3 successes. Oh, do you have like epic stamina or anything like that?
No.
I don't have your sheet pulled. Okay.
No. The only boons I have is Unerring Flight and Call of the Wild.
What is Call of the Wild exactly?
So it's how I make Connor go Rabid Monkey.
Oh, okay. That wouldn't.
Yeah.
Okay, but 3 successes, that's pretty good. It'd probably take them a little while to get here,
Oh, yeah.
and they'll probably have to fight past those 2 guys at the door with AK-47s. I'm sure they'll be fine though.
They'll probably be too afraid seeing a 3-headed dog and a alligator
Line
No, if I saw that running at me and I had an AK-47, my
That's it.
first thought is going to be while I unload. So, nice try though. Nice try. All right, but you did that. You did that as a reaction. So, what is your action?
Let's see. Do I have a gun on me? Did we grab weapons?
You
think
should.
I think you had somebody's pistol.
Okay. Three successes. And
I about to say, who are you shooting?
because we see them, right? Okay. The one that was trying to that was doing the magic.
Okay, the one that tried to catch Connor, or the one that tried to close the hallway on y'all.
Close the hallway on us.
Okay.
That's not gonna happen again.
All right, so you got 2 successes. His defense is a 2.
No, 3 successes.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I was looking at what you rolled, but that's right. You have an enhancement.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you
yeah.
hit him with 1 extra. He takes damage. He goes down. It wasn't actually a kill shot, but you got him in kind of the meat of the shoulder, so he's just laying on the ground, kind of screaming and grabbing the wound.
Yeah.
For tactical purposes, he's out.
Yeah. Guess that's it.
You whistled and pow!
Basically.
Echoes very loudly in this corridor too.
It's that loud. I don't remember if you guys remember the old Captain Crunch commercials.
I will be right back.
Telarius is going to sit there, be bloodied, and click his flashlight towards Monkey Man. Say, Fortissimos.
All right. And Robert, off in your room. Oh, is there something else you want to do, Deca?
If it is at all possible, I would actually like to take the defense action.
Does using your flashlight take an action?
I don't remember if we called that or not. I have it down as such. I don't know if we actually were like, yeah, this is your action.
Well, you're activating an edge or whatever power, whichever power it is.
So, like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's still you activating a power. I mean,
that's fine.
However we
That's
describe
fine.
it.
Sure. Okay. Then I will move and try to get cover.
You can step back around the corner. You can step out into the room and use Connor for cover. Whatever you want to do it.
Probably step back until we stop enforcing the boundary, so I'm not worried about the gunman anymore.
Oh, that's
for
true.
You're
as
good
a
job as that. Yes. So it's more like I'm just going off. I'm off to the side so that the other wizard doesn't do anything stupid.
Okay. Now, Robert, off in the room they put you in. You've been hearing all this gunfire, stone breaking. There's a lot of noise. What do you want to try to? What do you want to do?
Well, is there anybody in the room with me, or am I all by my little lonesome?
Nope, they just shut you in. There's a wooden door that looks like a recent addition.
Okay.
Your hands are shackled behind your back, but they didn't look like high quality shackles.
Yeah, see if I can't break free from them.
All right, let's see. Do you have any?
I don't think I have any special things to that.
What does the Forge Purview give you? Okay, that's as far as you making things.
Yeah.
Reclaim the ruin. Get a lot of things for building, but not for destroying.
Might be something to look into. I think Cast the Runes is predicting the future, looking into it. But story-wise, I need to actually do that.
But you have innate tool. Let's see. So yeah, you could use your bare hands to try to take these things apart, and it'd be just like you were trying to take them apart with tools.
Clink, 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 clink.
And that is your creator calling.
Mm-hmm.
Though I don't think that necessarily gives you dice to roll, but it gives you the.
Gives you the option to do so.
So you could roll your technology, and I guess intellect. As you're sitting there thinking about how shackles are put together and figuring out, where you can pop pins out or unscrew things, with your thumbnail or however you do it without tools.
Okay, well, I'll try the roll. Come on, intellect. There we go. Technology. RNG, what do you say to me?
He says 9 successes.
Which is max because I have 4 intellect and 5 in
What?
technology.
Look at all those
Yeah.
tens.
Look at all those tens.
That's it.
Hey,
1,
no,
2,
no,
3,
no,
4,
no,
5.
no,
That
what?
was 6
Six
tens.
tens.
Now some of those tens were on the reroll dice, but still,
Yeah, one
That
of those
is,
tens re-rolled, I think, into a 10.
I think that's probably the single most impressive roll. I mean, I had an 8
Walker
earlier.
looks down on you and smiles. He's like, "Fuck them up, my son."
Basically.
Actually, at this point, after seeing those dice, I just go, hand them over to Eric. But I was like, you might want these back. I don't know how I have them. Uh-huh.
I mean, Eric has generated numbers higher than that, but that's with a bunch of enhancements on it. That's just straight die rolling.
Just
nine
And
successes.
do
raw
you-
rolling.
That's a straight rolling.
So you're like,
Do
you're
Do
like,
you
"There's a
have
lot of noise
any
out there,"
enhancements?
and then you just
No.
snap the cuffs apart. Now you got two handfuls of shackle pieces. Nothing's
Hey, like-
broken. It's just disassembled.
He looks at him like, I don't have any deep pockets. Damn it. He just kind of like sits him off in the corner. And he just
Yeah,
like,
with that many successes, I'm gonna say you step up to the door and just kind of take the doorknob off. There you go.
Unscrewing everything now.
and like, without even taking the doorknob, just comes off. I'm like, did I break it? It's like,
'Cause
no.
this wasn't like
I
a
just took
prison
it off
door
with-
they'd installed. It was just a baseline door.
God, I can just imagine him like, oh, well, that was rather easy. And then he walks up to the door and like he just slowly like takes off, like takes out the handle and everything. Like,
Just remove the
Shit.
lock.
just removes everything, all the components to keep the door bound. Just
Uh,
shit.
So stepping through that door, there's just a real short hallway that opens back up into that chamber because this was just a side room to that main chamber. So you see,
Go ahead.
the doorway looks muckered up. Looks like stones broken here and there. You're not sure what the builder party you was looking at it going, what in the world happened to that thing?
Oh yeah,
you
no,
see,
he's just like, what?
you see one of the British flunkies down, holding a wound and moaning at this point. A line of 4 guys with AK-47, basically all pointing at Connor at this point. Connor is standing amongst rubble. There's dust. He's got dust all over him. I'm not sure if anybody else has stepped into the room.
Just me.
And
And you're kind of like halfway, if everybody's standing here facing Connor, you're kind of back behind everybody.
so
Connor,
can
you would
I-
see him step out. You see Robert step out.
Oh,
Can
okay.
I see like where they had my stuff on the table for Fitzroy to look at? Like my
Yeah,
little
it's
bag?
actually on a table at the side of the room you stepped into.
He's gonna make sure to pick all that up
Okay.
if it's something he can just quickly grab.
Oh yeah, the bow's just laying there, and you see the bag where that your gun's in. So yeah, I'll let you grab that right quick, and then go ahead and roll me an initiative that will plug you into the order.
Let's see. It's
Which will be
close
your, Your firearms and either composure or dex.
Mhm.
Composure just because it's real close range, so I can see that one working.
Neat.
All right, so you got a 2. There's now 2 PCs going at 2. All right, then we're back to the top of the order. All right, so Connor is up ahead of everybody else, but all the rest of you are still pretty well clustered around Sasha, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but Connor just Supermaned into the room, so everybody's kind of got their attention on him. Sorry, Connor.
I think he wanted this.
That is legitimately what I'm here for.
All right, so yeah, the first 4 guys, just everybody unloads on you.
Alrighty. So you want me to make 4 defense rolls?
Or you could declare that you're going full defense.
It's not my turn.
Oh, that's right. You do that on your turn, don't you?
Yeah.
Well, unless you as the story guide will allow that, considering it's the start of a new round.
It is the start of the new round. And these guys aren't catching you by surprise. Yeah, if you wanted that to be your action, we could go ahead and let that be your action.
Alright, I'll go ahead and do that then.
Okay.
Just,
All right, so let me count up this first guy's successes. All right, he got 4.
Well, since I'm doing full defense, that gives me a defense of 15.
All right, you got 3 successes on the roll.
Uh-huh. Plus 1 for stamina, because I'm at ground.
Okay.
Plus 1 from the staff as a general enhancement.
Okay.
And then plus 2 from the gloves, because they're currently worn and I'm in combat.
Now, does that specifically have to be hand-to-hand combat or just combat period?
Just combat.
Okay. And that's the same with the staff?
Yeah, see, the staff is general enhancement to everything, regardless of what I do. The plus 2 from the gloves is they have to be worn
Mm-hmm.
is the prerequisite, and I have to be in combat for the plus 2 to take effect.
Okay.
So if I'm in combat but I'm using the staff, I don't get the plus 2 because I'm not wearing the gloves, unless I'm wearing the gloves and taking that difficulty.
But just having the staff on your person will give you the
plus 1
without actually using it. Okay.
Right. So that's plus 4 enhancements to the 3 successes I rolled, as I literally succeeded every stamina point I have.
Okay, so the first guy definitely misses
7,
you.
And then double that for full defense, which is 14, on top of my 1 defense, which makes it a 15 total.
Okay. All right. And somebody in the chat has redeemed a stretch with their points. So everybody stretch right quick.
I'm good for that.
Oh, that's actually nice.
Oh, there
I
it
didn't
goes.
realize I needed that, but I kind of do.
Yeah,
Everyone crack like.
I'm
extra
gonna
sweets.
step off because I gotta pop my back. Can't do that in the chair. Oh, that
I like
felt
Eric. He takes the stretch serious.
Yeah.
Some of us have to.
I just popped my entire lower back. That felt great. Let me tell you.
Now back to sitting like a shrimp.
All right, second guy that's shooting.
I mean, it ain't wrong.
2, 3. 2 of those were 10. So 3 successes is gonna miss you. 1, 2.
I'm here just matrixing.
3. All right,
Either
that guy got 3 successes, so that misses you.
Either that or I'm doing the thing where I'm really like just catching the bullets as they come at me in midair.
Nah, it's probably more of a dodge.
Ah, darn.
Yeah, nobody got double digits, so they all missed you.
I was kind of hoping like they're all shooting me. I'm just doing like hands blurring, and I just
Now, if
drop
PC
all the
gets to
bullets on the
go,
ground.
what PC wants to go? Oh, wait, that would have been Connor, because he used an action.
Yeah.
So then my... Oh. So one of the spellcasters is down.
But which one was it?
Well, it doesn't matter because you just assign who goes in which spot. The roll is just for where the slots are.
Yeah.
So I'm iffy on whether I like that as an initiative method or not.
Yeah.
So it's kind of popcorn initiative. Anyway. All right. So the other spellcaster. He was a little shaky after Connor broke his spell. And then seeing, four well-trained security personnel with AK-47s unload at point-blank range and do nothing. This guy's had enough. He turns around and takes off. Only to look startled as he's running, turns and starts running, turns around, and there's Deca. I'm not Deca. There's Robert. And then
I
it's another
understand the
player's
thought
go.
process to that. I understand the process of going from Deca to that to Robert because you're like Duba Deca. No,
So anyway, which player wants to go?
I've already
I can try and flatland or somebody.
go for it.
All right. Let me pull this back up so I can remember how to do it. So now I've got to make a hit on him and then one enhancement applied to any of the following stunts. And so firearms and dexterity.
Okay.
Are we using dexterity for firearms or can we use cunning?
I usually default to dexterity, but that's just out of habit. I know the book has got a few different things.
I remember the book saying cunning could be used.
Then yes, if you want to use cunning, that'll be fine.
Alrighty.
When you're really up close, I think it suggests it's composure because it's more about you keeping cool. But
Yeah.
you've got a little distance between you, so.
Alright, cunning and firearms. 3 successes plus the 1 enhancement from the Flatlander, so 4. Going to
Alright.
try and do glimpse the other side.
But you also do the
Let me-
regular firearm damage, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so you hit one of the AK-47 guys.
Oh, should be. Are any of the spellcasters left?
There's one running away. She could shoot him in the
Reaching
back.
above shooting
like
someone
a
in the
rat.
back. For now, she'll try and hit one of the AK-47 guys.
Alright. Well, you definitely hit him. He falls back, dropping his gun. About the time he should be hitting the ground, he fades out.
I'm trying to copy what we have to roll. It says Clash of Wills. Clash of Wills. If target fails, they remove from reality till they appear, and they have to re-roll their initiative. And it was liminal occult for her, and then they would have to roll a will save of some kind.
Yeah, that would be their desperation pool.
Yeah.
The way NPCs are stated. So he got 1 success.
I'm going to roll. How many do I have in occult? Oh yeah.
A lot.
I'm gonna roll firearms occult just because firearms has the same as. Well, I can't roll firearms occult. I'm gonna roll intellect occult because it's the same dice amount. 2.
All right. He only had 1, so like I said, about the time he should be thumping on the ground, he fades out.
And when he comes back, he will have to re-roll his initiative.
Or, be dead, one or the other.
Or be dead, one or the other.
Oh, totally forgot these guys should have some kind of armor that would probably give them 1 extra bruised. Oh well. They're minions, it don't matter. Alright, so then it's another turn, GM turn, but that would be the one where the guy's already dead. So now the other PCs go.
Is that guy running to where I can get get is the one wizard running away to where I can catch up to him and like bonk him.
Y'all were literally already on opposite sides of the battlefield, and now he's running further away from you.
Sure.
Now you can run up to one of the AK-47 guys.
Mm. So I was gonna say like, Hilarious has no compunction with shooting someone from that's running.
Oh, you could get an angle on him to shoot him if you wanted to.
I don't have a gun.
Okay.
Lost it in transit. But I will. Oh God. I will activate my stunt. From my good old goat friend.
What does old
Thank
Sam
you.
taught you how to do that you're about to do?
Sam gives me enhancements in combat. Where'd it go? 2 enhancement for the remainder of combat on close combat rolls. And I'm gonna be like, no one shoots me twice. And then runs up and tackles one of the guys with the AK.
All right, give me
Or
the roll.
attempts to, just goes full Superman punch. Dexterity. Close combat. 2 successes.
All right, there you got a 2, so you hit him.
Ah!
You feel his nose crunch under your fist.
That's good enough for me.
As you basically Superman down on him, break the nose, drive his head down against the ground, and he goes limp.
See why you like this. I just turn to Connor.
I understand now why the dogs always crave violence.
And they're just up and they're up in someone's grill with a gun. No big deal.
All right, next player, which I think comes down between Jaden and Robert. So who wants to go? I mean, you're going back to back, so just who wants to go first.
Robert wants to go first.
All right, Robert.
Sure.
It's much closer.
You've got a Brit running past you, terror in his eyes, especially when he turns around and sees you, sees that he's been flanked.
Time for a pistol whip.
I picture you not even
Basically.
holding the pistol. You just grab the bag, the pistol's in, and just bring it across his face.
Pretty much, it's not even bringing out the pistol. It's just like, fuck it, whap.
All right, give me a close combat.
Alright, close combat. We doing dexterity or might?
Whichever one you want to do. 'Cause some of this is kind of speed,
RNG, show me kindness. A 1, at least.
All right, his defense is a 2.
Oh, wasn't I?
On the other hand, though, you have the specialty pistol in your close combat, as well as in your firearm.
Because
So
I've
that's
been.
successes.
Since I'm doing melee, it's another plus.
I'm
'Cause I
picturing
gave the melee
Robert
guy-
at a dojo somewhere with a practice dummy practicing hitting it with his pistol.
Like some
Right.
weird gun kata.
Why? I can also see it being at one of Connor's dojos that his grandfather runs, just borrowing it for the time being and be like, what are you doing?
Dishonor on you, dishonor on your cow.
Yeah, no, just straight up pistol whip. Ah,
So yeah, he's
Why
running
does
by
he run
you,
long?
sees you're unarmed, so he's just going to keep going, and then you bring that bag around and just plap. So he gets that nice stupid look on his face before he drops.
Can Robert tell he's out cold or?
Oh yeah. His eyes are rolled back in his head. Yeah, he's still breathing. You may give him a concussion, but that's about it.
I would be like, well, at least that's done.
And
Jaden.
Jaden. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yep.
There was something else. You wanted to
He was just gonna try and move closer to everybody else.
do. Oh yeah, it's not a problem.
That'd be
Basically, you can come up. So it's you, AK-47 guys, Connor, and Talarius.
Okay, so who's left up?
There are at this point 3 AK-47 guys left.
Dang.
I should probably have been
Um,
checking them off.
2. No,
Two?
1.
One of them did get poofed temporarily.
One
Oh,
got
that's right.
poofed.
Sasha poofed one. Talarius knocked one out. So there's 2
Okay.
AK-47 guys left. Or
okay.
did somebody shoot one earlier? No, she
No, I
shot.
shot
Jaden
him
shot one of the
first.
wizards. That's right. So yes, 2 guys up.
I'm gonna use a reflexive act. How far did Talarius get away? From
Within a
the
range band.
dome? Okay.
Yeah, he's like the next
So-
range band out.
So I wanted to use a reflexive action to kind of take one of his bruised away.
And how close do you have to be to him to do that?
Doesn't say. It just says when you tend to an allied's wounds in heat of battle with reflective action, once per turn remove any bruised injury they may be suffering, including damage sustained to armor without needing to roll. That's all it
Okay,
says.
but you have to tend the wound, which means you'd have to be able to touch him.
Okay. Then
But
she
he's
will
definitely
get-
close enough you can walk up to him.
Yeah, she's gonna then get close enough to them to kind of take a bruised away.
Okay. You feel a
And
little bit of
then shoot on somebody, one of the others standing.
I'm just picturing her running up to Talarius. It's
7.
okay. It's okay. It's okay. Pow.
Basically 7.
Ooh, the defense of 2. Yeah, you smoked that guy. This is a flat out kill shot. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. And you just plug him right between the eyes.
Okay. We're good. And that'll be her action.
All right, and that is everybody in the initiative, I believe. Top of the round.
So you undid my bruise, yeah?
I did take one of your bruised away.
The injured's still there.
All right, top of the order. There is the one guy left in the room facing all of you.
What's he gonna do?
He drops his gun and throws his hands up.
Does the other guy come back?
He fades back in, but yeah, you shot him before he left, so you know.
He wakes up dead. Okay.
Braid said he's gonna wake up dead.
So this guy's throwing his hands up in the air. He starts screaming. Nobody but Sasha, or not screaming, but nobody but Sasha understands what he's saying. But he is surrendered.
Connor look back at Sasha. Do any of these look like Fritz Lloyd to you?
I think we established none of them were Fritz Lloyd.
None of them are Fritz.
Connor doesn't know that.
Oh no, he asked earlier if she recognized any of them. She was like,
okay.
no.
Alrighty. So he'll go over to the Brit that's still going, oh my god, my shoulder. He'll roll him over and just like, alright, where'd your boss go?
He left. He left.
Left where?
He gestures kind of back behind him to the ladder.
Well, I guess I know where we're going.
He's by. I can't sing all that.
Yes, please don't. For multiple reasons.
Sasha, who
Copyright
doesn't
me.
hear any of this and doesn't know anything about a ladder, looks over at Robert. Do you have anything that we could fashion into perhaps shackles or something?
What a fantastic coincidence! Hold that thought. He walks back. He walks back into the chamber or the room they kept him in, and comes back with a pot. What to everybody else looks like a pile of scrap. Like, these are the old shackles they happened to put me in. It's amazing what happens when you have time and a little bit of
Ingenuity.
Thank you. My brain was shorting.
I'm just picturing him snapping together real quick, you know, like they're Legos. Behold, a master builder.
Basically, he could probably put it back together faster than it did for him to take it apart.
Well, yes, because he's looking at them this time. They were behind his back
Doing
before.
Kind of nods to the guy and says, shackle him, hands behind his back, if you please.
The
And
AK-47
to the-
guy or the shot wizard?
Do we have enough to make 2 sets?
No, he just got the one shackled.
It's like
The wizard.
Yeah, Connor will drag the wizard over. It's like, by the way, he says his boss went up the ladder.
The ladder is very
Yes.
magical.
He's like, yes, as he put it, remember that good old song, Stairway to Heaven? And after like he shackles the wizard behind his back, he does a ta-da gesture to the ladder.
So he went up. Okay.
Oh no.
For any of you that walk up and look, the ladder goes up. Looks kind of dark, though you do see some bloody fingerprints on some of the like the
Was
sides
he
of the ladder.
bleeding?
Unfortunately, no. He turns and looks, and he's like, Sasha, that's your blood.
Oh.
He like poured it out in his hands and rubbed them together, and it was really gross.
He's like, to understand, since this is tied to your pantheon, your blood actually is something that can interact with it, so to speak.
We're gonna need to
Earlier
call
he Earlier he demonstrated by just taking a single drop and putting it on the ladder, and an apple produced. So, you know, some rather interesting magic is at work.
Are you gonna need to call your mom?
I. If we go up this ladder, we might actually just find her.
I mean, if you want to.
And before I forget, and he will take the bow and look at Jaden, like, look, I finally have a gift.
Wait. Was it in the same room, or did he get handed to somebody else?
It was in the same bag.
Okay.
Well, it was on the table with the bag. They didn't try to put the bow into this bag.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
Yeah,
they just set it over in one side of the room. You know, they didn't lock him in the
they
same room
set
as
the
him.
bow, and his bag of stuff was like his wallet, pistol, like everything else that was small was in the bag. The bow was separate.
Yeah.
But he made sure to grab both before he walked away. And he's like, yeah, while I was left behind in the workshop, I had plenty of tools, so I finally fixed your bow.
Thank you. This would be good to use. Just now need arrows.
Forget, with it being face shot, does it imbue the arrow that's fired to have that its effect, or can it just be pulled back and oh look, arrow?
You'd have to look it up. I don't know for sure. I know ammo is not something you really keep up with closely in this game. But...
I was supposed to say, judging by the glow that came upon the beloved screen, I have to assume she's already ahead of this.
No, I gotta actually look it up real quick.
Valerius would look up and be like, are we supposed to go up there?
I don't know if we can. At least the four of us can't.
It's gonna take a lot of blood.
Which we're not gonna do. But you can go up there.
Actually, Sasha, give me an occult roll.
Okay, occult, just straight occult.
Occult and intelligence.
Is there any way I can assist her? What happened? I wasn't looking at the screen.
A one.
I have 9 dice.
Oof.
I got a
Amazing.
1.
Can I help her and like let her roll again?
Question:
have
would it have
advantage?
anything to do with death or spirits?
That just doesn't work that way.
No, not specific.
So I have 1 dice.
Actually, go ahead and
surprising.
count. Actually, go ahead and count that in for this particular
Okay.
instance.
I have 2 dice.
All right. So
She was
two
really busy
successes.
trying to figure out, like, okay, how much blood would I have to spill to coat everyone's hands, take care of the one.
So you've heard about things like this. You know,
Okay.
your mother climbed a ladder like this.
Uh-huh.
Maybe even this specific one. You don't know how many of these things there are. When she was trying to resurrect her husband, I think.
Yes.
And you know, he climbed it after he was raised, to go up and thank those that had helped. Yeah, you're quite certain that you wouldn't have to smear your blood on it. You could just start climbing it. And as long as you were on the ladder, your buddies could probably follow you.
No, we'll test something out. If all else fails, I've got at least a couple of pints of blood in me that I could spare.
And you hear some machine gun fire echoing down the
Let's
hallway
go,
from the
guys.
other side of the
Wait.
hallway.
The animals. Oh shit.
Oh no, my babies!
Right.
So give me Give me a roll for each of you. Give me a roll for the animals.
What kind of roll?
I don't know. How would your animal be trying to get past these guards?
Eating them. Let's be real.
I was about to say, no one smoochums. Somebody's getting a death row arm rip.
Biting? Yes, biting.
Gator roll.
Fighting.
All right, so both of y'all give me a biting roll.
I just imagine Smoochum just out of nowhere either gets somebody's arm or leg and just does a death roll immediately.
And they will make their rolls with their AK-47s, and whoever rolls highest will go first. All right, first guy got a 3.
2 successes.
Smoochum's got a 3. That's Smoochum's. Spruce. We're saying Smoochum's name a lot, but I don't. What did Smoochum's get?
Smoochum's got a 2.
Okay, Spruce got a 3.
One of the bad guys got a 3. One of the bad guys got a 2.
And
God.
one animal got a 3. One animal got a 2.
So we'll just
Head
match
to
up the
head.
numbers. We'll count them as players for the moment. So yeah,
Okay.
the guy's turn, and in both cases they, I'm picturing Spruce just kind of springing, dog style, going for his throat and kind of knocking his gun to the side, and it goes off, and
Yes.
so that guy goes down, and Spruce kind of, savages him. Oh, somebody in the chat has no memory of following this channel. Okay, Deck is on it. But yes,
I ain't doing anything else right now.
Opossum, there's a lot of games get run on this station. Most of them D&D. We're the oddballs. So yeah, Spruce takes his out. Being half hippo or being a third hippo and a third crocodile, I don't imagine Smoochums does a lot of springing. I'm picturing him just running up, clamping onto a leg, and then rolling.
He can hit 35 miles an hour, but
So he runs up
after
quickly.
that, he's not very agile.
He's not going to spring into the air, is what I mean. So yeah, he rolls over, which if he kept doing it, would probably tear the guy's leg off. But you're in a confined corridor, so it's kind of like roll over. He smacks up against the wall. And so by the time y'all are coming down the hallway, they've already gotten past the guards. They kind of meet you partway. They didn't take time to eat the guards because
On the clock.
Mom called us. We gotta go.
But so you're now reunited with your animals. How you gonna
Yeah,
get your
I have to
animals up a ladder? That's up to y'all.
Very intricate pulley system.
I just picture Connor with this, just climbing with his legs.
You think his
Just-
chin is hooking it in the ladder?
Yeah.
It's
I
gonna
know
be
he just
one
holds
of
firmly with his prehensile toes.
he's got
Bro.
Spruce on his back. Smoochum's under one arm.
Being able to go with pull up with one arm and make sure to use those monkey feet to his advantage on the climb up.
Honestly, no. I know how he'd do it.
Oh, great.
If it's open.
Sasha would set her hands on the ladder just to see what happens.
It lights up. It's almost like someone had opened a top and let the sunlight in. But if you're under it and looking up, the ladder just seems to go and go and go.
Oh, this is going to be a climb.
Want me to grab the animals?
Might as well.
All right. He'll. Yeah, he'll just
Heavenly
put...
stride climbing.
Well, no, actually, that's not what he's gonna do. He's gonna put Spruce on his back, basically, and use his tail to like wrap around to try to hold him. Have Smoochums under one arm. He's gonna reach up behind his ear, extend the Ryujingabong. He's gonna plant it down in front, like on the ladder. He'll just hold on and he'll just extend it. He's gonna go shooting up.
Oh no.
Would it work though? Because you have to be climbing the ladder.
I don't know. He doesn't know that.
It's up to the story guide at this point. Does it work?
All right,
Does
so he
climb to
takes
the
off.
roof?
What do the rest of y'all do?
I'm climbing up with Sasha.
Yeah, Sasha's just
Mhm.
leading climbing.
If
Yep,
Robert's
right
following
behind.
As far as he knows, it will open as long as she's on the ladder. That is what Connor knows.
So they
He
start
doesn't like it.
climbing the ladder.
Mhm.
Connor, you feel like you're moving at great speed, getting higher and
Uh-huh.
higher. But when you look over the ladder, the guys are climbing past you. You don't see that, compared to them, you're not making any progress. It's like you're just sitting there.
All right. Then he'll just lean over, land on the ladder, staff, and he'll just climb with one hand.
It's more of a
Okay.
spiritual journey than a physical journey.
Mm.
As they're climbing, she'll be like, if everything I've heard is correct, we're going to be going to one of the Egyptian overworlds.
Oh, fun.
Please, for the love of every pantheon, mind your manners. You don't want me going into the Shen's heavenly area acting a fool. Don't go here acting a fool.
I mean, honestly, Dad would love it.
Yes, your father would love it, but we don't need to be pissing off her mother now, do
Oh,
we?
I know that.
The only ones
Me-
that may be up here would be Ra, possibly Aset, but she made a journey here once. It's... Depending on where we end up, we'll find out, I suppose.
Well, me meeting your mother would be fun.
Let's continue before we start an incident.
One hand off of the ladder.
We need to rethink this real quick.
It's Connor. What he
Yeah, she's just like, we're just. Yeah, this will be fine, I'm sure. What's the worst that could? Oh God.
Don't ask that. Just let's go.
She's like, I'm not going to. Just keeps climbing. Why couldn't we just meet my mom in a bar?
So you climb for what feels like days.
99
You
bottles.
get tired, but not the kind of
Wow.
physical exhaustion you should be feeling. You get a little peckish, but you don't really get hungry. All you see around you is like sky and clouds. You look down and you lose sight of where the ladder, goes down behind you.
Guys, I can see Olympus from here.
No, you can't. Don't lie to me.
And boy, it looks shabby. Ooh. It is mind-numbingly boring after a while. The animals are very not happy after a very short period of time. This climb is probably worse for Connor than anybody because he's the one having to deal with animals the most.
Yeah.
So
You
many
know.
peaches as penance.
Epic strength, epic stamina. It's not physically taxing on him. It's just the annoyance of they're wiggling around. You're constantly having to adjust.
Mm-hmm. That's his test.
But eventually, like I said, it feels like you've been climbing for days. Maybe weeks. Time starts to lose meaning. You don't sleep while you're on here. It's just sort of a purgatory. It's not pleasant, but it's not necessarily torture. Except maybe for Connor because of the boredom. But eventually you make your way to the top. It's like the ladder really goes up, and you reach the top, and it's connected to like a just looks like a chunk of earth. You know, when you get up there, it kind of spreads off out of sight. You know, it's obviously huge, but as you climb up on the top, you look around, and it looks like the environments you've seen in Egypt. You know, there's a fair amount of sand. You didn't notice any ocean until you got up here, but off to the side, you can see where there's a cliff, and you can kind of hear an ocean over there somewhere.
Connor immediately, like, one hand, Spruce, literally dumps him on Jaden. Just brings Smoochums over and just thud right next to Sasha.
Spruce just takes off
Yeah.
running around, just every
Here
every
are
which
your
way.
children.
Yeah. And he's just like cracking his neck and rolling his shoulders like, I am not doing that again.
Well, you'll have to on the way back down.
Drop.
I'm
You
just,
almost died on
I'm
their
just
feet.
picturing one cultist down at the bottom of the ladder. I wonder what they're doing. And just suddenly hippo butt. If he was lucky, he will never know what he did.
Hopefully died on impact.
Yeah.
So everybody scrambles over the edge like that. Like I said, you're not physically exhausted, but that was an ordeal.
Mm-hmm.
You glance around, like I said, there's sand and rock, and there's you see some plant life and trees off in the distance. There's some greenery kind of running along, and that you figure there's probably a river over there or something.
Okay.
Then Spruce starts growling.
Matt,
When you turn and look on a stone, there's a black cat sitting there grooming itself.
Yes, Spruce, leave it alone.
Sasha, remind me, cats are basically like
Don't touch the cat, please.
super like important to your pantheon, right?
When
Don't
Sasha
touch
says
the
don't
cat.
touch the cat stops licking. Unless I ask you to. In which case I will tell you exactly how many scritches I want.
would you like a scritch?
I would like 2, please.
I will give you 2 scritches.
3 and I will claw you.
Just 1, 2 under the chin, hands back.
Marvelous. So many mortals just don't take instruction well.
Most can't understand you.
Well, that is an advantage of being in the overworld.
Do you have a name?
I am Sweetness.
Nice to meet you, Sweetness.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
I am Hilarious. I'm a little out of place, but I'm making it work.
What brings you here? It's been a very
Just
long
met
time since someone's
Asha.
used the ladder.
I believe someone arrived by the same way we did slightly before us. Someone who may not have the best intentions.
I did see someone walking in the distance as I came to my came to this rock to sun myself.
Well,
That means he's gone.
well, short version is this: someone's trying to usurp the power of all the pantheons.
That sounds dreadful. Likely won't affect me much, but yeah.
Can I do an occult roll to see if this sweetness
Not in
is
disguise.
not someone else?
Let's see. You detect magical places and objects, but not necessarily people, right?
Let me double check the phrasing, but I believe that is correct.
Okay.
You know when you're near an object or place of true magical or sacred power. So not a person of magical or
Okay.
sacred power. And I'm betting this place is just kind of lit up like a Christmas tree, so
Yeah, I mean, you feel the magic around you.
yeah.
Imagine
Uh,
we all probably do, considering we're scions and we're in an
Yeah, I
overworld.
don't even think we need to. Yeah, I don't even think.
yeah,
we
I'm
need
really
to,
not
like,
sure how overworld even
that.
being in the overworld would even affect that, but sweetness goes back to cleaning. The voice sounds masculine when it speaks, so you're assuming a him.
Okay.
Where the person you're thinking of is generally depicted as female.
Yeah.
But cats generally were of significance to your people, so.
Everything
Yeah.
is fast.
Oh yeah. She was like, please don't let us. Let's not piss her off, man. Not the goddess of war.
All right.
So
Uh,
should we?
Do you know which way he went?
Oh yes, he went over and he kind of gestures with the paw, over kind of that way.
Thank you very much, sweetness. You've been very helpful.
Well, you were very polite. Though, why you had to bring the mongrels. And it just mean mugs Spruce.
All right, come on. Animals, let's go.
Sweetness isn't paying any attention to Smoochum. Smoochum ain't paying any attention to Sweetness.
Well, they're kind of in the same ball field in this place.
Well,
so-
Smoochums is a third cat, so
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Smoochums is kind of already in the ball field.
Sasha kind of gives a little bow. Thank you.
Oh, you're quite welcome, dear. Do be careful of the edge over there. You would not wish to fall into the sea.
Oh, absolutely not. Tell me, are there many other people here though, or just the gentleman that you saw come up?
He is all that I have seen.
Okay.
This is not a place that people stay. I like to come to the edge here and sun myself every now and then, but even I don't live here.
Hopefully, we'll not be here long either. Thank you again.
Oh, you're quite welcome. You may give me scritches if you wish.
How many?
4.
2 on top the head, 2 under the chin.
Ah, very nice.
Okay.
Why do I
Probably
get
my favorite NPC in this entire game.
Connor just his like little Ella was like, why do I feel like this would happen in my father's domain? Just with monkeys.
Possibly.
Maybe not something to ponder on just yet.
If we all visit, we'll have to ask the monkeys if they want scritches.
Just bring peaches and bananas.
Jaden, do you know if you would be able to track here as well as you do in the regular world?
I can most certainly try.
Basically, they're going off in the distance. We hear a sneeze.
Got you. All this pollen.
Gonna. How many knacks can I have on at the same time?
As many as you have calling points.
Okay. Well, let's see.
So 6 for us, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're at
So
6.
I'm gonna do because Eternal Compass is always on, so I know north, south, east, west, no matter where I'm at.
Would that even work in an overworld?
But I say I don't know if those have any definition here.
I know
does
It would
actually-
it would at least translate into, you know,
A sense of direction, I guess.
yeah, she would maintain her sense of direction, whether it's technically north or south.
It says in the description of it that the east and west are solid banks with only other solid ground being a beaten
Oh.
path.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, there we go.
Yeah. 4 corners. It has 4 directions, 4 gates, bordered by the horizons and the zenith.
Okay. So you go ahead
Alright.
and give that roll to Track.
and then I'm gonna activate Worrying Hound. To have gain +1 enhancement to keep up with them,
Okay.
and yeah. So let's try it.
If I might posit, it is 9 o'clock.
I was gonna let her make the roll for tracking and then wrap her up.
Yeah.
Worrying Hound. Let me make a note so I remember that's up.
5, 6 successes.
All right. The path here doesn't hold tracks well, but you managed to find enough. The starting point's pretty easy. It looks like he knelt down and like rubbed his hand in the dirt. You can even find a few flecks of blood. Looks like dried blood. Like he got up here and then tried to clean his hands off. So we will wrap up here with with Jaden finding the trail, and probably with her and Spruce in the lead. Y'all all start, marching off across the desert. And we will pick up next week here in the overworld of Pet, I believe it's called.
Yep.
A realm of transition or journeying or whatever. I forget how exactly it's worded.
It's a realm, yeah.
One with really high real estate value, so nobody lives here.
Yeah. It's like the city that you drive through to get to work, but you don't live there because it's too expensive.
Yep.
I'm
All
just
right.
imagining a set rolling in going, why are you all here? What's going on?
That'd only be if y'all cause trouble. What's the chances of that? So anyway, I hope y'all had fun. I had fun running. I want to thank the folks that have been talking in the chat for coming by. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Hope you come back next week and check us out. I know somebody in the game was talking, or somebody in the chat was talking about D&D. Well, we have got a D&D game Thursday, run by one of our DMs, Maddie. A Knight's Ransom, I believe is the campaign title. It's a homebrew D&D 5th edition. Then on Saturday, we should have The Stolen Cities, which is also homebrew D&D. On Monday, Cap runs the flagship show, The Troubleshooters, which is also homebrew D&D. A lot of D&D. And then we'll be back next Tuesday with the next installment of The World at War, our Scion 2nd Edition Chronicle. So hopefully everybody...
There'll be another 5th edition game coming down the pipeline.
Oh, we got another one coming up. Who's running
Another
it?
homebrew 5th edition. I don't think I want to say it until we get closer.
Okay. So it's not time for an official announcement.
Yes.
You're just hinting that something is coming. All right.
Teasing that.
All right, then. Let's see, where's my ending screen? There we are. So anyway, we'll see y'all next time.
Bye.
Everybody wave before I click it.